pressing now. That. Oh Jesus Christ! I'm doing weird stuff. Okay. Ooh, it works. It works. It's alive.
Pardon?
Pardon. Pardon me. Well, it's alive. I think.
Yeah.
It could be dead. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Give it a little while. It'll die. Don't worry. If it's anything like last night, it'll die.
Okay, the stream yesterday. I don't know what happened. Stream that just crashed. Everything crashed for me yesterday.
This is why I don't use Streamlabs anymore.
I'm thinking about going back to the old OBS actually sometimes.
I just use OBS Live because it literally is the old OBS, but with an add-on. So
It's the same thing with add-on.
Yep, same thing, but plugin. Not crappy plugin, just plugin.
It's just a plugin, okay?
You understand this very shitty Russian accent? Because it's not the default language. Very shitty.
Oh God.
In other words, so, hello everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Ensemble with both me and my co-host.
Sweden Catboy Gaming. Or Sweden Boy Gaming, depending on where you're watching.
Might as well just say Sweden Catboy. But is that what I put you? Yeah, but that is your thing in the video thing. So yeah, basically just might as well call him that, because at this rate it's gonna overwrite one day whenever he decides to rename his YouTube channel.
Just make a new channel. Just move over the more new, like the last 2 years stuff, like all the series I have that I feel like is good. I move that over to a new channel and just pick a new channel.
I am gonna have to edit that noise gate. It actually is peeking through. I just noticed the visualizer is just like moving to when you're moving. Like, Jesus Christ. Keep that. I mean, it's all good though. I just have to.
It's very good. It's very good. Welcome to a world of pain and suffering.
Try talking again? No, I'm talking.
What? You ask a lot from me doing it. During a podcast.
Wow, there we go. I'd say that's pretty much good as long as I keep the mic next to me.
I mean, where would you have your mic otherwise? On the toilet?
About this far.
On the other side of the room.
Well, that was arm's length. That was me stretching out my arm. Yeah.
I almost had a room that I could stretch arm to arm. It was really tiny.
I mean, I have that. That's not a problem. This is great talk. Great
yeah. I mean, if they watched that as episode station now.
Don't I have?
I don't know.
Ooh,
what do you have?
I need to make more. Oh wait, I do. Hold on. Wait for it. I got this. Once I turn the desktop audio on. Okay. Make a terrible joke.
No. I only make good jokes.
I don't even know if that was able to be heard.
I didn't even hear anything.
Well, you won't hear anything because it's not gonna pop over my mic. It's just, gonna.
Well, good for you. I need to get my soda. I got my soda.
I need to actually get that set up to where it'll like output right back into my mic, and so it will be able to be heard through me. That way, stream hears it, you hear it, that whole thing.
So basically, you put the sound basically as a mic output instead of whatever output it is now.
Pretty much.
Yep, this is the start of a podcast.
Definitely is. Fun fact is, me and you both went to go take a drink.
Okay, so well, both are titles. Well, mine is called "The End Is Near," and his is called something about 2020, something.
Mine just says that 2020 is basically over, but is it really? And the only reason why it's basically called that is just basically saying that, people think, oh, hey, 2020 is over. It's a terrible year. Let's move on. Like, but are we? Are we
Yeah.
really just going to say, oh, hey, the next year is going to be much better? Is it?
I mean, isn't that what we basically have done the last fucking 3 years or something? It's like, that year was terrible, let's move on.
Yeah, it's always that. Also, you're louder than me.
Is that a new thing?
No, it's about accurate.
My fucking mouse just fell down.
You fucked the mouse? What?
No.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not
I
that
don't think we need to
lonely
care
yet,
about that.
okay?
This is a professional podcast, man. Don't be saying such things.
Hey, I may be lonely, but I'm not that lonely yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, this is great.
As I said, great start on a podcast.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna start recording these things to make audio deals easier. Oh.
Oh my god, you fucked it already. Good job.
Well, sir, who cares about that beginning? I could just get that in post. I can just get that part, and it just won't be edited. This part will be though. So now it's being edited. It's basically just in case our audios are fucked up in some way. If mine's too quiet or yours is too loud, I can put it up in post. And then the audio version of this will be much better off.
At least
Yeah, audio
something would be
version.
good
When's that
enough.
gonna happen?
At least some part of our podcast is gonna be good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. None of the actual podcast is gonna be edited. It's just the audio is gonna be edited to where it's just. So is that basically meaning his voice is definitely louder? I don't get it.
Right.
Yeah. I could turn you down a little bit.
But yeah, the end of the
See what
year,
happens.
guys. Which
Yeah,
is
end of the year. We were basically gone for God knows how long. Actually, I have my phone with me. Don't say it. I will say it myself.
well, I think we did a podcast at least. I think in February. I know we did a podcast.
Yeah. Now the last time we did a podcast was 3 months ago.
Only 3 months ago.
Only 3 months ago. That was the last time. It's been about 3 months since the power of my room's been all, kerfuffle.
It felt longer.
Kind of.
This year has been so fucked with time.
God, I know it. It's even worse because I still don't know what the hell's wrong with my room, and I don't know.
Nor do I.
Again, for people who don't know, it just what happened with my room. It just like the light and the other two outlets on the other side of the room are basically they don't work, while only one outlet in the entire room works, and I'm having everything plugged in through that. And sometimes my actual like light to the room will turn on automatically for no reason. It'll just like if the light switch is turned on, it'll just like, oh, hey, it works, and it's gone. Okay. So I don't even get that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, as I said, this year has been just like I'm normally sitting in, so even if we in Sweden would have been like had a lockdown, I wouldn't have been anything different. But somehow this year, timeline has just been like it's like time has just like stopped working.
Yeah. The thing is that a lot of people, a lot of people in most places are just like, oh, hey, we have whatever. It's like, oh, hey, we don't have for our lockdowns, or even people who aren't even in a lockdown anymore. It's like, oh, hey, we'll just quarantine ourselves. We'll never really leave the house, and it's just like, Yeah, but most of the time you guys are able to do that. People like in my area kind of can't do that because no place delivers to us. So we can't get like groceries or whatever delivered to our doorstep. And it's like, oh hey, they deliver to the doorstep. They go to their car. We come out, get our stuff. Da, da, da. No, we can't do that. We don't. No one delivers to my house. Impossible. So it's just like, well, we have to go out and get our own shit. So if anyone's just like, well, you're going outside your house, you being no dangerous, like, I'm wearing a mask. I wear a mask out, at least I do that shit. Start
Yeah,
that up.
and then you come to Sweden and no one wears a mask.
Oh, trust me, I see like 50 people a day who don't. It's just like, especially when the front door says mask required, they never enforce it. They never enforce it, even though it
Yeah,
says
but
it
here's
on the
the
front of the building.
thing. That is the
And,
thing with Sweden. We were like, our approach was immunity. Like, we wanted to raise the immunity instead of being like, oh, let's lock everyone inside and make them fucking weaker. Because that's gonna work better in the
well, locking inside of the house, I mean, having a lockdown is actually a good thing. It was a good thing to do. I still think that, you know,
I would say
America,
to a
or actually
degree,
the US,
if you
needs
do
another
like
one.
the United States basically did, that they put like everything on like 100% basically, that's kind of not good. That
Well,
becomes
the
the
United States
issue.
did not do that, but
Yeah, but like,
that's the problem.
our second wave came really late.
Yeah,
I
we
think
never left our first. It just kept going.
no, I think you had like a grace period for like a week or two. That's when they lifted the quarantine, and then
Boop.
it was like second wave. Like, I wonder fucking why.
Yeah, pretty terrible. I could probably actually turn this back up now, actually. Don't die.
But we're alive. You said before I wasn't allowed to die, and now I'm not allowed to die. When am I allowed to
Yeah,
die?
just don't die, preferably. That'd be the better way to go.
Preferably don't die, okay? I mean, I don't care if you do, but preferably don't. You
Just
know?
preferably.
I don't want to have to clean up, you know? It's gonna be extra job, paperwork.
Oh, actually, so that's terrible. Yeah, apologies. But yeah. And to read bits of chat, which is just Candy talking in the moment. Hello, Candy. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. There's these shout outs. People get shout outs during these now. And
And
they get their
welcome
messages read.
Hasama to my side of the podcast. As you know.
Sweet. Yeah, Kenny over here
He
saying,
just told me to not die by natural causes, so
oh, so as long as it's unnatural causes, who gives a damn?
he doesn't care.
He don't care. No, but
Oh yeah, he wants to kill me. Okay, good to know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Candy time is so tragic. Yeah. No, but I was kind of saying, like, great start of the decade. Yeah, just the first year of this decade, not doing so hot. Which is okay because the second year of the last decade wasn't doing so hot either. So, and
I
yeah,
mean, last year was just a fuck show in general, and then you come to 2020, which has like just had like 3 different fuck shows going on. Like,
I mean, everyone. It's basically every year this kind of happens in a way. First, it's just like years where it's like, oh god, it's not that great. Like, oh god, this year is just so tiring. And then you get this year where it's just like, okay, fuck that all that other shit. This is goddamn terrible.
yeah, you just go like, yeah. First you have the pandemic, and then in the middle of the fucking pandemic, you have the United States election, which was like, okay. And then after that, the third fuck show starts, which is the dumbest one. And the fucker won't give up.
Don't cheat.
Like I get the election in itself is a fuck show. I know that because every election in any country is a fuck show. That's
usually is. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, I think we talked about it the last time we were on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Granted, yeah, we don't really go into politics too much, but there's times where it's acceptable, and most of the time it's just to say, Electoral College, what the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You kind of just fuck things over. I mean, this time it didn't fuck us over, but still, usually you do.
Yeah. But this year, instead the election didn't fuck you over. This stuff after started to fuck people over, and people are like, "Can you just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes?"
Mm. Hell, freaking America and plenty of other places too. A lot of shit going on.
And that
It's the
was
world in general. I mean, again, pandemic, riots, uh, yeah, the election stuff. Like, 2020 has not been a great year.
yeah. It was. It's
In
like
no sense.
it's like fucking God decided, be like,
Right
fuck,
here at
I.
the end of the year is where we had some good points, but only for certain people. Like in the gaming situation, you've had some good points right here at the end of the year. Like, new consoles coming out and newer games coming out, stuff like that, because that's usually what happens at the end of every year is that you get new stuff. But still, that's probably the only real thing or only thing that's happened that's like, oh, hey, good. Everything else is goddamn terrible.
It's echoing.
Is
That
it?
shouldn't be echoing
Who's? Well,
my
who's is that going?
stuff.
Like,
I'm echoing.
oh yeah. That was happening yesterday.
There's this goddamn.
I'm not actually hearing it though. I'm not hearing it through you. Oh.
My headset's
Wait, hold on.
stupid.
Is it your voice that's echoing?
No,
My voice that's echoing?
it's you echoing for me. Like my stream here,
Are you
you.
sure? But are you sure it's not you echoing through me? Because remember, I put your voice through my interface, so your voice is coming through my mic. It's
But
just like very very subtle. Well, it's subtle for me.
no,
But
it's
for
your
you,
voice.
it might not be. My voice is echoing? Okay, then I don't know. Because I must say, if it's your voice echoing, I know the issue that I can't fix right now. Because I
Yeah,
want to be able
is
to hear
this
myself
headset
while I'm
being
talking,
dumb?
so I know I'm not too loud or something.
And this headset is weird.
Usually how it works. Yeah. Speaking of those new stuff that happened, yeah. So of course we haven't been here for a while. Uh, mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, new stuff that's basically happened right here at the end of the year, gaming wise. Obviously, new consoles, and I'll just say as I've had the new Xbox for since it came, well, a little bit after since it came out. Well, it is not a bad console, though. I will admit it just feels like a glorified Xbox One because it literally is what it is. It's just, oh, it's another Xbox One, but better. While the PS5, it just seems like that would be a better console or like a new step in the generation line, like another generation.
I mean,
I don't know.
I feel like that's what Xbox is wanting to do. Is like they don't want to make more generations. They want to integrate like everything into like PC and console in one thing.
I mean, the only real problem with it is that it still is another generation because Series X games or Series X and S are exclusive to that platform. Like, say for example, most games they do smart delivery, which is just that if you have the Xbox One version, you can upgrade it to Series X or S, or vice versa. If you got it for that, you can go play it on an older console. Like that's smart delivery. But some games want to be complete jerks, or game companies, I should say. Activision making Cold War have to be two separate bundles. You have the standard version of the game, which is
Yeah,
$60, and that one just gives you the Xbox One version. If you were to buy it on Series X, the Xbox One version is the one you have to play. It will not upgrade and give you the new enhancements. You have to spend $70 to get the enhancements.
I was like, I only need to spend 60 for the upgrade or for the PS4 and PS5 for mine, which I'm
I mean,
fucking glad for because I'm not paying full price for Cold War.
yeah.
I'm actually not happy that I paid. I am
Is
still happy
someone
that
still
I
going on?
bought it because the game, well, the story is okay, but like The zombie game mode is actually kind of fun.
I'm considering, like I said, I'm considering getting Cold War, but the problem is that I've heard that the campaign is adequate. It's not that great. It's okay, but I've heard it's just adequate.
Yeah,
Multiplayer, I don't really care for in the first place, but if it's fun, I'll play it. Like, I
I
don't really like COD multiplayer. I haven't for years, but Modern Warfare 2019, that was like, okay, I can play this every now and then. I'm okay with it. Like, it's not that big a problem. But if this returns back to how I felt with Black Ops 4 multiplayer, Black Ops 3, and all that stuff, and Cold War, I'm like, eh,
mean,
I don't want it.
I feel like this was more a classic COD. Like you have idiots playing sniper, not many shotguns yet. When I played a little, so
Yeah. Okay, so Cold War. How much money are you right now? Not download a console. I want to see how much money it is.
well,
I need to get an app.
and
Can't buy
this
the
is
app now.
why I feel like this is also a good thing that's happened with most games right now is that unless it's like if they don't have crossplay, but at least most games at the moment has cross gen. Like you could
Yeah,
play.
cross gen's at least nice.
Yeah, like if you still own a PlayStation 4, you can still play with people that plays on a PlayStation 5 because it's like, oh, that, that's, the game still exists on both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a little bit bitter on those companies that decide to just make the game for the PlayStation 5 and be like, oh, this is better for the PlayStation. Like, kind of not a good idea, like in general, like only do it for one game or one console.
All right. So yeah, Cold War is still on sale right now on Xbox at the very least. The cross-gen bundle is $55.99 right now.
Yeah, that's basically what I paid.
Like that's how much it is for the cross-gen, which it's like 40 something for the base game, and on PC it's like 35. And I'm just like, God damn it! Like, do I want PC where I'm sure my computer can handle it? That's the thing. I'm sure it could handle it because it's a really good PC, but the thing I'm noticing is that usually compute. I mean, I still need a beefier one for it to be like absolutely perfect, which is something that's a little buggy, I guess. It's just like where the graphics look better than I don't know how to explain it. Basically, everything looks smoother on the console than it does the PC, even though the PC
It's
can run
better.
better. By smoother, I'm not talking about frame rate. I'm talking about like, uh, here's a tech word for everybody: anisotropic filtering, which is basically just it makes the textures more like it basically just like makes the texture definition higher, so it just looks better. But it basically just looks like the console's one is higher for some reason, and I'm like, that's kind of annoying.
Because they don't have emulation for the Xbox Series X yet. For someone said that you should get a console one and then emulate it on PC. Like it doesn't work at the moment. Like it's too
I don't know what you're talking about.
emulation. You know, like
Yeah, emulation. But what about it?
Yeah, he said that you should buy the game on console and emulate it on PC. Which at the moment is like doesn't really work in the same way. Especially not with like.
Well, I mean, if I buy it on what do you mean buy it on console, emulate on PC? That you can't. If we're talking about Cold War, we can't do that.
No.
Wait. Do you by emulate? Are you saying pirate? Like
I
buy it on
don't
console,
know.
pirate on PC? Because emulate on PC, it's like, what do you mean emulate? Because
Yeah, that's what
it's not
he
like I
says.
can
I
emulate the
don't.
Xbox version of it. There isn't a Series X or Xbox One emulator on PC. The most they have right now is the 360 one. So like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nor do I. I'm confused. I'm old. I'm getting old for this, right? You know. Well, it says echoing is back. It's like emulate is legal.
Here.
Private piracy is different, right? Actually, what this emulation is not legal actually.
Actually,
Technically, that's one of the issues.
No, that's the thing. Emulation is legal. It's like the whatever it is. I'm trying to think of the word. I guess just appropriation would be the right word. It's just like the way you get the files to emulate that you need to put in the emulator, that's the part that isn't. The emulator itself, that is perfectly legal. It's just basically reverse engineering like software or hardware. Like it's perfectly legal to do that. It's just that you're not allowed to have the ROMs or ISOs or whatever. Those are not most of the time. People could be like, oh, hey, if you back it up, it's like that could be, but it's a gray line right now. You don't really know if you're backing it up. Is that actually the legal sense rather than the downloading?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, it's your copy. You back it up. But if you look in places like the UK, backing up anything is actually illegal. You can't even rip a CD, like rip music off of a CD. That is actually illegal in the UK, or at least over in England and all that. But in that area, but I'm sure UK in general.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah. So
But it's the thing, like, we have talked about this before. Like, we have talked about this about emulation being like a big gray area when it comes down to it, because of like different things.
But yeah, but going back to about emulating Cold War, it's like, again, the way you're saying that isn't what you're talking about, because
Yeah.
emulating, again, is just like, if I was to buy it on Xbox and then emulate it to PC, it's like you can't you can't do that. That's not a thing yet, and it probably won't be for a long time, because at the moment Xboxes, or the new Xboxes, like security and everything, it's pretty high up there. So I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, and at this point, at least
I mean,
Xbox doesn't really need to be emulated anymore.
well, the one, yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
because it's
kind of not.
like
Most one
if
games are already on PC as it is, so it's like, why would you need to?
yeah,
Yeah,
they
most of
have
the time they're
started.
gonna do it. They're gonna do it to just be like, oh, hey, just to have the knowledge, and just like, hey, I reverse engineered it, it works. But no one's really gonna want to do it. At least the 360, there's a lot of 360 games that have never made it to PC, or versions that never made it to PC, or stuff like that. It's like, hey, why not? Like,
Yeah,
even just to play them that way, or just to say, you know, to make it play better, like get stuff to run at 60 frames or something.
yeah. I mean, I want them to remake some classics instead from like PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Like
They really need to
the Lord of the Rings.
remake the old Star Wars games. Like, I mean, I literally just bought. I haven't played it yet, but I recently just got Star Wars Bounty Hunter for like $5 on the PlayStation Store,
Yeah,
because it's like, I love that game as a kid. It's a
yeah.
PS2 game of,
Like,
it's basically you play as Jango Fett. And it's just like, oh god. Like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oop, bye, because it's $5.
but there's like I want Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King remade for these generations.
I mean, I never actually played that one. I played Two Towers though. I still have it. I have it over there on GameCube, so I still have Two Towers.
Two
But
Towers is also good.
yeah, I never really played it as much. My brother really played it, but I just remember it was super difficult. At least back then. I don't know about now, but
I
that
never
that
had.
part.
It was like start. I know. I think it's the last level in Two Towers that is like Helm's Deep. That one was a fucking. That
I
was
think it
just
was
a
like
nightmare.
fighting. I forget what it was. I don't know if it was a goblin or not a goblin, but
A
it
goblin is
just
like a
I don't.
one hit.
Well, not like the little goblins. It's not like Goblin King, or if it was a big guy. It could have been a troll. It could have been an orc.
You have a
No,
troll
it
in
wasn't.
Mordor. You have the troll. You have the troll from the first movie, which you have not seen.
I'm just saying it's the big. I mean, I don't know. It's the big guy. It's not like the crappy orcs in the Hobbit movies. It was like the other stuff. The reason why I mentioned Hobbit is because I actually have not seen the Lord of the Rings
The
movies.
Yorukai.
Hmm?
Yorukai is also the other anime. It's like orcs,
Yeah.
Yorukai, and then you fight certain trolls. Like I think there's like 4 or 5
I
trolls you
think it was
fight.
I think it was a troll. I don't remember. But like I said, that could also be like confusing this. The thing is, like, there were three games I played a lot as a kid. It was, or but like of that genre. It had of like movie adaptations. You know, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, The Spiderwick Chronicles, and Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. like the Narnia game. Like I played all
I
three.
mean,
I played those three as movies.
I have played most of the fucking. I think I played most of the games that had a movie adaptation of some sort. Like I played the Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Return of the King. I played. What else did I play?
Though we got him at the best movie adaptation game ever was Spider-Man 2.
That one is also like one of the fucking great. But here's the thing: Spider-Man in general, like, has almost always had decent games. Like,
I think the furthest I've ever I got in that was the Mysterio fight, but I don't remember much after, like much else. I just remember getting to the Mysterio fight.
I don't remember. I have not done much. I need to actually play through the whole game.
I mainly played the arcade games because you kept playing the arcade games. You kept getting spider points or whatever they were called, the currency for upgrades. I kept doing all that stuff so I could upgrade my character rather than playing the story. And I kept doing little missions, and I'm like, that's all I care about. I just want to swing around the city. I didn't want to play the story. And plus, Tobey Maguire, you were great in the movies, but in the game, it kind of just seemed kind of bored while you were doing the VA. It's like, oh, I talk like this, and like, hey, you know, that's not how that stuff happened. Like, put some emphasis into it, man. I mean, you were doing great in the movies, but it just seemed like you didn't do crap in the games. I mean, I guess your direction wasn't too great, but I figured you would know from, hey, I'm in the movies right now. Let me do the game right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is Spider-Man. I don't remember what else I played. Ooh, what else? Of course, the Star Wars Battlefront games. That is a classic. That is like.
Oh yeah. Well, I did just say remake Star Wars games, which they've already remade the Battlefront games, and I mean Battlefront 2.
Well, they didn't really remade it. They just made a new one and be like, oh, here's Star Wars Battlefront.
Well, it's a reboot. It's a reboot.
Yeah.
Which is basically what they're
doing.
The
first one is not even a reboot. It was just like, oh, here, have a multiplayer game.
Well, technically, yeah, it was still kind of a reboot. I mean, it's not the story was rebooted. I mean, they did completely new stories, but reboot is in like the sense of the multiplayer. Like they tried adding in the same stuff, but also a little bit different. I gotta admit, two things I highly miss from the originals multiplayer and everything. I mean, I miss like just the all heroes and villains, which I guess they did add back, but it was a little bit different. Like it usually had like I think it was Conquest or whatever it was, but it was just basically, you know, getting all the flags while you're the heroes and villains. And then what else was it? Galactic Conquest. You know, the real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
That was.
I don't think I've ever played the Galactic one.
Which we tried. Me and you tried. Well, we tried emulating it at first. Didn't really pan out too well.
And I don't think none of us understood what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah. We also tried using the Xbox version, which basically just I played the original Xbox version on my Xbox, streamed it to my PC, we put on Parsec, and we did that. So it's like 3 layers of input latency, but for some reason it was decent. We just never went through with it, and then my internet got crappy. Now it's back to great, even better. So we just had to wait for that.
And talk about Star Wars Battlefront. We have something to finish when it comes to that.
We do. And we have time now.
Holy fuck. I think we have two. We have 2 games we need to finish, definitely. The one with the evil cult, and then
There's one where we're cops shooting some people who keep saying I'm reloading for God knows why.
Oh, that one. Oh, that one we can actually do on the PlayStation also. Even if you don't like it, it's a good. Like.
Don't. I don't, because I don't want to have to bring the PlayStation back in here. I put the PlayStation in the living room a while ago, and I just haven't had the thought to bring it back. Mainly, I just don't have anywhere to put it. Like, there's nowhere I can put it. I last put it on a shelf that was like far from my monitor, and it was hard as hell to like plug that thing up. So it's really annoying. Now I just don't have anywhere to put it. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah. And then we also have, as I said, well, then we have 1 million games. That's a fucking thing.
Well, yeah, we have 1 million games. We have too many games to do. I have too many games to do. I'm trying to finish up games, which is why, stream-wise, I'm probably going to try to continue Layers of Fear 2, but the problem with it is that I need to figure out how the hell to get past this guy, because I locked myself into, like, a storage closet. And I'm just every time I go outside, he immediately kills me. I'm like, well, damn it. So I just have to see which way to go around him. That's an easy thing. Just quickly look at that. I got that. Want to continue Control. I do want to continue it. So I'm definitely going to try to get that going back up soon.
I did 1 episode and then I never touched it again.
So did I. Actually, I think I did 2 episodes. I don't remember, but I definitely want to continue it.
Yeah, it was a good part that I played. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, it was slow, but it was like good slow. Like, it's not like, oh,
Yeah.
here, have 500 hours of just text.
I really, really wish there was a way me and you could play Satisfactory, though. Because I still want to play that. Like, I haven't played it in a while. But, yeah.
I don't own it.
I know. I really want to. I mean, that's the thing, though. I think it's only a PC game.
Yeah, that's
know.
the major issue is that it's PC only. Anyway, wasn't it
Yeah,
talk about Satisfactory?
Epic
Is it
and Steam.
Satisfactory that may come to like a console?
I don't know. And if it does, I don't think it'll have, crossplay.
That would be the best though if they had like.
Yeah. I mean, it's really fun. I mean, obviously, just sit there and make a factory for God knows how long. It's like really fun to do. Fun stuff.
Yeah.
What other games I gotta freaking continue? I'm looking through my Epic library right now. I wanted to start Borderlands. I am wanting to start playing that.
I already play. Well, I don't like Borderlands that much. Like I played the prequel and the second one, and I was like, this is not something I enjoy. I have tried to go back so many times, and each time I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. I also have this Hitman 2 now, the full game. I have literally everything in Hitman 2, except for.
I need to complete the first game.
I don't remember if I bought the Hitman 1 DLC pack. I don't remember.
I got it for free, I think, through PlayStation Plus. Like they had something with that. Like they gave out.
Well, I mean, I have the full first Hitman on Xbox, but I mean, I was wanting to buy the DLC pack too, because basically it converts it to the Hitman 2 engine. So it just like completely pushes it to Hitman 2 with all the enhancement and upgrades and stuff. So it's like that's better to do than just playing the first one. We have an Xbox game to continue one day.
I know.
A couple. Mainly, one of them is Lego Star Wars. Need to try to play that some more.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something. That's gonna be interesting.
The only reason why really we haven't is just because I got my new Xbox, and at the same time, it's like I don't really want to keep streaming from the Xbox. I want to like try to get everything working again, which is a good thing because I did buy a capture card.
And also, I think it was at the time.
Okay. Area.
Did we do this in the last 3 months, or was that like right before?
But Lego Star Wars, yeah, we did it like within 3 months because the power was still messy in my room. It's why I had to stream from the console.
Oh yeah, that's what we did. That's why we like. Yeah, that was the main reason. Was like it was because you got the new Xbox, so we didn't do much. But we need to continue that.
I mean, that was the reason why we stopped. Yeah, it's just because I got the new Xbox. I'm like, I want to play other games right now. Like that's all I want to do.
But yeah, we have ODST and we have Star Wars. We have.
One of these days, man. Just. I mean, here's the thing. If I can get the PlayStation in here, like set it up, I feel like it's gonna have to wait until I can get my my room fixed up, mainly to get it all working perfectly again, or at least find somewhere where I can put it that's closer to my monitor and everything, because I need it that way, and now closer to my computer because I'm going to be plugging it into a capture card that's plugged into my computer, so it needs to be closer. So if I can get a good enough spot for that, then we go PlayStation stuff again, which is where our whatever pact thing is going, where I'm forcing you to play games and you can start forcing me, because I know you're going to want to on PlayStation.
Yeah, and we have a Destiny playthrough to finish.
Yeah, we never finished that.
Yeah, we just did first episode, then we like, yeah, nope.
And now it's just like I don't want to play it on PlayStation.
But it's like we just need to finish it, then we just need to.
I
Okay.
know. It's just like I just don't want to play it on PlayStation because it's like I have it on PC and it plays great. I have it on Xbox
Then you just
and
need to
now
add
it plays
crossplay.
great.
That's the issue. Like how hard can
Yeah.
it be?
The only real problem, actually, it's not even a problem now. I just thought about that. I was like, the only problem is like it's not like you can move to Xbox because you don't have the DLC there. But actually, it is a part of Game Pass now. Beyond Light is on Game Pass, so literally you could actually do that. But first of all, it's installing the game. That's going to take God knows how long. It's like
It goes
yeah,
quickly actually for me. Some fucking reason.
nowadays it does because I mean Destiny 2 is actually a lot smaller. But,
yeah. Also, I'm not understanding their reasoning anymore. Like, wasn't their reasoning? Oh, the game we don't want it to go 105 gigabytes,
mm-hmm.
and then they cut basically the whole game in half, and we're like, so
well,
why
they cut
did you
out all the
remove
free campaign content. So now anybody who plays the game for free, who hasn't bought any DLC, the only thing you can do is play Crucible, Gambit, and that's it. Actually, I think you can play some
strikes.
No strikes. Yeah, no strikes. Because strikes are still a part of. Well, actually, no. I think the original strikes are still there. The ones from before Forsaken.
Yeah,
So you can
and I
probably
think you
access
can
those
still go
with no
to
DLC
Europa without DLC.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you can still visit. Actually, yeah, you can still visit the planets. You can still go to each planet.
yeah,
You just
and
can't
every strike
do
that exists on each planet you can do, but I don't think you can do the moon.
Actually, no, you can't. No, you can't. Well, you can go to the moon. You can't do the moon strikes. I know. I don't know about any of the strikes, but I know for certain that I could not play the strikes for some things because it kept saying, "Oh, you don't own this DLC."
Oh, well, at least
So,
the like IO. No, wait, it's not IO. This what original planet is still
Nessus.
there?
Nessus.
Ah, yeah, that strike you can do. Then you have the
Yeah.
Earth strike to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're allowed to do the Cosmodrome one.
Actually, I think they got rid of the Earth strike. I was not able to find it. No, they got rid of the Earth raid, which pissed me off. I don't understand why. I understand they got rid of the Leviathan. They got rid of the I forgot what it's called, but the Earth raid that was like extremely freaking easy. It is literally the easiest raid that you could solo. You could solo that damn raid because it's so easy. Like it's basically like all you have to. Well, actually, no. You need 2 people, maybe 3. No, not solo. It needs to be 2 or 3. I just thought about that because you need someone to stay at a map that tells you where these captains are or servitors. I forget which. I think it's captains. Then the other people go hunt them, and then they have to hurry up and go get the rest, and then come back, fight them, blah blah blah. Anyway, that part's over. Then you do a sparrow race because there's this thing behind you chasing you that will basically burn you to death if it catches you. So it's sparrow race, and then it's basically waves of fighting, I think, and then it's a boss battle, and then you're done. That's it. It's just like it's so easy. Like who made that raid? Like I think they were so tired or something. They're just like 5 steps done.
And also, I think they want like they want to do like because Earth is like the first area you are at. It's like meant to be like, oh, the raid here is gonna be like more simple than the raid at like say.
Well, it makes sense because it was a Forsaken raid.
Oh,
There were 2 raids. It made
wait, so they
they had
removed the
first one.
Forsaken one, even though it's still.
Well, I think it's a Forsaken raid because it came around then. It may have not been tied to the DLC, but it came around then. You had a raid there. Maybe it was a whatever raid, Warmind, but I don't think it was. But it was a raid, and then they also had one in Dreaming City, which they still have. They still have the Dreaming City raid. But
Yeah, I mean they have like they have everything. They just removed like 4 planets. That's it.
which reminds me, I can't find the dungeon on the moon. I know there is one, but I can't find it. Then again, I haven't beaten Shadowkeep, so that could be why. But still.
Yeah, Shadowkeep is
I don't
like
know.
Shadowkeep was kind of slow.
Yeah, I'm beating the last mission on it right now. I mean, I'm waiting for my brother because we're gonna play it. So he's still on Shadowkeep because he never bought it back in the day. The last time he played was Forsaken, and he recently picked up Destiny again and got, since he has Game Pass, he now has Shadowkeep and Beyond Light. So he's playing Shadowkeep, and then we go to Beyond Light.
Yeah.
So woohoo.
Well, that's interesting stuff.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Let's just talk about random crap. Destiny.
I mean, that's the fine point of this stuff we talk about. Random stuff.
Just random stuff. Just random whatever comes to mind. Usually that is what happens. Is that it's just like we talk about random stuff that we don't even mean to. It's just like, oh hey, we're talking about this one thing, then off to this other thing. For no reason. We go on for like 30 minutes.
We could just start talking about like one thing, and then in like 10 minutes we can be on like fucking a different topic that's so unrelated that it doesn't even exist.
Yeah. What?
It's so fun.
As for another new thing, I guess we can talk about it now. I mentioned it earlier as just by name. Phasmophobia.
Oh yeah, we played that.
That game. I don't understand what happened in that video, but regardless, yeah, Phasmophobia. I mean, when I first saw the game or like the name of the game and everything, I was like, eh. And then I saw screenshots and again, eh, because it doesn't look that good through screenshots. It's the gameplay that shows you, oh hey, this is good. And then I watched some people play it. The thing is, I watched some people play it, and I'm like, it's decent, it's not bad. And then I go watch Markiplier, and then I'm like, oh damn, this is a good game. I really want this. And then I go buy it for like 3 people, including myself.
Yeah,
Me,
yeah.
The guy who joined us. So.
Yeah. And both of us are kind of fucking paranoid at this moment. Well, I was paranoid before, but like,
I wouldn't say that I'm paranoid. Like I haven't entirely been. I'll say that, you know, if it comes down to like I play it long enough, if I'm usually watching a video of it, it doesn't really affect me. If I play it and then like I go outside at night, it's like this just feels wrong. Just look around like I know nothing's gonna happen.
Or you just play like Layers of Fear right after your stream after you played it.
Yeah, that happened. As I mentioned before, yeah, I played Layers of Fear after I play Phasmophobia, and it's just like there's so many signs here. It's like if this was in Phas, I'd be dead. Yeah, me and Python, the guy that joined us, the thing that we did is that we got to play the farmhouse, which sucks for you because we played it right after you left, I think.
Yeah.
So we played the farmhouse, and afterwards, I don't remember if we did another map, but after that, but at the end, we were just like, I was like, you know what, you want to go out on a high note? Like, you want to do just like a big map? And they're just like, well, if you want to do, sure. I'm like, okay, school, asylum, prison. He picked school, which is fine, but we ran into a demon, and that was annoying because it kept attacking over and over again, and the crucifix bugged on us because what the crucifix does, for people listening, it's supposed to have it where if you drop it in the floor, it like around the time when they're supposed to attack, it's supposed to stop the attack. Usually what happens is like they'll still pop up, but they won't go into hunting mode. They will just like pop up in the room and you'll see them walking around. That is what usually happens whenever the crucifix works and prevents a hunt. Like they'll still pop up and be there to show you, hey, it's okay, you prevented it. But it didn't work because he's a fucking demon. Even though crucifixes usually work on demons. Like in real life. Like,
this demon was a bitch, okay?
Kind of. We were literally sitting there right next to it. We threw it on the ground and we just sat there next to it and it kept attacking us. We had to walk out of the room and go to the cafeteria next door. And we kept hearing him walk down the hall. I'm like, God.
Yeah, I feel like the crucifix is kind of fucked at the moment. Like it's not like it's ruining the game, but it's like
the crucifix that's broken, the taking a picture of stuff is broken.
That one
and
has been
seeing
broken
ghost event.
forever.
Yeah. There's also some other broken things, but I forget what it is.
The ghost event is also really broken sometimes. Like you can see a ghost
I mean,
event,
it can
and
either
then
you see the ghost event and it doesn't happen, or you don't see anything and it happens, and it's like, what? Like, what
yeah,
happened with
that
that? We
happened
didn't see
to me
anything,
today.
and we gave
Like
it.
I sat in a fucking like a closet, and then it was like, and then I go out to the van and be like, "Oh, you're the ghost event." I'm like, "What?" All I heard was footsteps.
I guess that's a ghost event, I guess, but still. And a hunt does not count as a ghost event. The ghost event is what I mentioned before, is when they pop up in the room and you can see them.
Yeah, that
It's
is what
usually
a ghost
that,
event
or
is.
when, yeah, it's either that or when you hear like that. Sorry for people who it was just like, good God, get over it. But yeah, just freaking when you hear that like in your ear, that's another ghost event. I think also whenever they throw the stuff, when they throw like items at you, or you just see something fall, I think that counts too.
Yeah.
Or if they step in your salt, in like insult you place, I think.
I think a fucker. I think it was when we played flip the goddamn book. I put it on like a table, and then they just fucking hit away with the book.
That reminds me of the Mark video I just watched. Like literally, you were just like sitting there in a classroom or some. The book was on the table, and out of nowhere, it just like boop, just falls over. It's like, okay, I think the ghost is in here with me. Like, okay.
Also, I think the ghostwriting is half bugged at times.
It's a little bit. I mean, sometimes they just don't want to do it. I think you have to be like right there around their spawn point or something. It's like right where they spawn, you need to put it there because the ghost that we had to where it like popped up right behind you. I don't even know where he spawned. Did he actually spawn right
I
there
think he
in the
spawned right
hallway, like in that?
in front of the door to the garage or
Maybe. I
to
mean
the laundry
that's
room.
usually what I see in that house. In that house, they always like spawn at the door of the garage and they go around.
I had you know the time when I thought I was gonna go fucking die on the game, like a
Mm-hmm.
that fucker. Like I knew I was in the wrong room though because apparently it was in the garage, but the the thing up the EMF did go off outside because I didn't use the thermometer because I didn't wanna lose money on this mission. I wanted to try something.
Right.
Oh, so I sit there, be like, so, and then when I go into the garage, I feel like, oh, it's freezing degrees. Okay, gotcha. So it was in here. I got everything right in there, and then I sat there for like, I don't know, 2 hands, and I stood still, and didn't kill me, and I'm like,
Well, that depends on if it's looking around your area. Most of the time, either two things happen. One, it spawned looking away from you, so it was walking towards a
no,
different
here's the
area.
thing, like a second before we started hunting, it rushed at me.
Well, that doesn't mean it'll still happen. Usually, that's just like an event that will happen. But
Yeah,
I'm
but if
saying,
you think logical, it's rushing towards me. It should see me, correct?
yeah, and then afterwards, it just see that. But I don't know.
Yeah, and then the
Also,
hound started, and I'm like, okay, kill me now. I'm standing here.
which reminds me of the two other things that happened in the Mark video. But other two things happened that I figured out. I think on higher difficulties, either intermediate or professional. I think it's professional. In those when they just show up events, when they're just in the room, you can't get close to them. I don't know if that's normally, but you can't get close to them because they'll instant kill you if you get close to them. If you walk up to them without them hunting, if you just walk up to them, it instant kills you.
Yeah, I mean that kind of
That's
makes sense, to be honest.
it kind of does. I mean, don't walk towards a ghost even if it's just presenting itself. Like it's gonna kill you. And then the other thing is the entire part of this video is just like Mark like walking away because obviously there's no such thing as running. Sprinting is just like let me
The
just put a
sprinting
tiny
is
pep
so
in my.
fucking bad.
I know, but it's just like he was trying to run away from me. He like turned around and just like constantly looking at the ghost chase him. Like he was full on chasing him downstairs through doors, and it's just like never got him. Like he didn't hide the whole time. He was right there behind him, and he just
Yeah,
like kept
apparently
moving.
if
Just like
you run,
it's
it's
fine.
like really weird.
It depends on what it is. I mean, if it's a revenant, it will catch you because it runs faster than you at that rate, much faster, as I found out. I hate revenants. I've mentioned it before. I hate them because the thing about them is if they see you, you're practically dead, likely. Depends on how far you are. But again, if you're hiding, the revenant's supposed to be extremely slow. But if it finds you, then you're dead. Because what happened to me is I think it was in a 2-story house, and
Ooh.
I was in the kitchen area. I think it was a 2-story house. I was in the kitchen area in a corner, just like crouched in a corner. The doorway was literally to my right, like to the hallway. I'm an idiot. I should have went to the other side, but he came from the area that was looking into the kitchen where you could see me, and he was like crawling. It was a crawling one, so he was crawling on the ground, and all I hear was like his footsteps for like maybe a second, and out of nowhere, you're dead. It's like, what? Like, where was he? I couldn't even see him. He just like sped up to me. It just like instant killed me. Instantly saw me, and I'm like, wow, that was a horrible hiding spot.
Yeah.
Like, damn you, Revenant.
But yeah, I also figured out something. You know the map Tanglewood?
Mm-hmm.
That's a single player map. So basically, it says like you only need one play. That's why I think when we played that one and we have gotten like a lone ghost, it's because it's because normally you can play it alone. So it's like normally
Well,
it's
I
like
mean,
referred to like, oh hey, this ghost can be alone. I'm like,
you could still have like a recommended 3 or 4 and having a lone ghost, but yeah,
yeah, but I think that one has a bigger chance to get a lone ghost than like Asylum.
possibly.
Which
But
we're gonna have fun playing Asylum, aren't we?
oh yeah, totally. But the problem is about that though, is that some we didn't realize while we were playing it, or at least we kept going for it. Nothing happens on amateur. This only happens on amateur. It stops on intermediate. But on amateur levels, you don't get any ghost activity until that timer goes down. So you can set up everything, salt traps, go find the bones, go find Ouija board, whatever. Go do all that stuff before that timer runs out. 500 seconds, I think, or maybe it's 300. But
It's
basically,
5 minutes.
no, it's seconds. It's 500 seconds. I think it could be 5 minutes. I don't
It's
actually
five
know.
minutes, definitely 5 minutes. I watched the clock. It says 5.00.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what it says, but I don't know if it actually points down like that. It seems like it went from, I thought I saw 599, not 559.
It's a fucking weird clock, to be honest.
No, I'm pretty sure it said 599, or no, 499, because obviously it starts at 5. So I think it is 500 seconds. But basically, it just like, it goes that long. You have that entire time to, go and do your stuff, and then it will start haunting, or it will start doing stuff to you. Because in the beginning of the video, that for like part 0 that I just got done editing, we were trying to summon the ghost while the timer was still going. It's like, that doesn't work. He won't come out then.
Yeah. I'm still thinking we're fucking drug addicts running that fucking thing.
Yeah, I had to edit that in because I realized that when we were trying to mention your headcanon, I never finished my sentence. So I had to edit in text to say what it was because you crashed, like your game crashed right as we were explaining it, and we never talked about it afterwards. But yeah,
Yeah.
for people on here, his headcanon in Phasmophobia is that you're basically drug addicts that storm into people's houses, and the ghost is them kicking you out, basically. And as you get kicked out, is you dying because you pass out, in a sense. Like you basically passed out, too high on drugs or whatever,
That
and
or he knocks,
out.
or the person itself is like knocking you out because you're like,
Probably they probably just like knocked you out, or you get passed out, or basically they shove you out the door and you hit your head on the pavement.
yeah.
Something happens, you get knocked out, so it's like that is you dying. And then I guess you like wake up in a daze, so it's like, oh hey, you're dead, you're a ghost, but no. So yeah, that guy must be on some crazy ass acid.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. But again, that's one thing I kind of wish. I get the point. That's the whole idea of Phasmophobia is that like every ghost is deadly, but I kind of wish there were friendly ghosts, like
Oh
not
yeah,
not
go into training.
or not necessarily friendly. Well, duh. But I'm saying like in a sense to where you go through it, they won't kill you, but they'll do everything else. Like, they'll do the whisper, they'll throw items at you, they'll say the probably they can even say the violent stuff on the spirit box they want to. Just say things. You can use the Ouija board, all that kind of stuff, but they won't haunt to kill you. It's just they do everything else.
I mean, I think the
Just
issue
to
is
say,
like,
it could be like once in a million or something. It could be like the rare one that barely ever happens. You could put it at the lowest amount of RNG you can to it, just like it pops in there as just like, oh hey, you get this bonus free money because you just do all this stuff.
think about it on professional.
Yeah, which I just realized watching other people again. Yeah, professional, you don't get insurance. There is no
Nope.
insurance on
I
professional.
think
So it's just like for
intermediate
all those
doesn't
people who
either
go
give
in
you
there.
insurance actually.
No, intermediate does.
Yeah, but I think
But
it's so fucking cut down. So it's like, yeah, no.
maybe it is. I'm not sure, but yeah, I know professional. Yeah, people who can go in there, buy a ton of stuff, die, they lose everything.
That's why I have
Well,
the ones I watch is kind of because they know the ones they normally put all the time. She stays in the van. It's like I'm not going
well,
in there.
that's the thing. Like, what Mark's team has been doing now is that they have a van person. They have one person stays in the van, everyone else goes out and hunt.
Yeah,
So,
and
and
the one in the
whenever
van
someone's
is the one
sanity
that
gets too
has those
low,
stuff.
yeah, whenever someone's sanity gets way too low, they switch out. That person comes back, they be the van person, then the person who goes in and helps out.
Apparently this
I
is
just fucked you over in that first video. I'm just like, screw you, you get the lower sanity, stay in there.
yeah, but
I wanted him to come out. So
yeah. Also, next was fucking terrifying.
a little bit.
Like, hey, do you want to? No. You see,
Like, no,
I have a
I don't wanna
dentist appointment. You see.
Because that was the end. That was the end of that part of that mission. Was just like, so you want to go in there? They're like, I'd rather not. Let's just guess.
Yeah, he was
Fuck
like, "You wanna go in? Because I ain't even fucking going in again." That we took the wrong one, and that was the weird part. Because we didn't have like okay, so the ghost was I think was it? Yeah, it was a phantom which had freezing temps.
Yeah, freezing temperature, and there were no freezing temperatures. Like we
Like,
looked around, there were no freezing temperatures.
I think it was
I thought I
ghost
saw a
orb,
ghost orb, which
freezing temp, and
actually a ghost orb
EMF.
was there.
I think that was the
Yeah,
three things. And the freezing temp didn't exist, so we took I think Banshee, which was the other one.
no, it was it was between Phantom and Shade
Oh yeah.
because we were thinking for one it was a loner ghost, which doesn't actually count towards anything, but we were thinking the fact that it just did
It
I
did
don't
nothing.
know. It basically did nothing, and also we just thought we had a glitched out ghost writing, but because there was no other signs. And the thing about the ghost orb is that I only saw one because we didn't point the camera to the spawn zone.
Yeah, I mean you only need to see one ghost orb to know it's like
I know, but I mean we didn't point it towards where the spawn zone was, so I only ever saw one, which was a black one because it was a shadow of one.
also, have you met the child ghost yet?
No, I've seen it in a video, but not by much. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was that
I
video
met one today.
SFC.
I'm saying this. Like, I don't mind playing against these ghosts. Like, it's
The
freaky
crawler
as-
one,
as
the
fuck.
crawler one freaked me out because I saw him like, oh god.
Yeah, but there's apparently a silent professional. There's a roof crawler.
Pardon?
So, you know.
There's a crawler on the roof.
Yeah, like he can apparently. I think he can crawl on the walls and roof. So I think it's only a silent. I don't know if it's true, but people have talked about that. The ones I've watched.
Jeez.
So
Yeah.
and
Gotta
but
find
yeah,
out
Child
people
Ghost
like
is freaky as fuck.
I would imagine.
Yeah, think about this. Like also this fucking ghost turned on the car alarm, and I couldn't turn the car alarm off.
You gotta go find the car keys.
I didn't know where it was.
Usually it's on an ashtray somewhere on a desk. You just have to go look for it. It could be somewhere in any room, Or usually it's in the main public rooms, like in the living room or
You know
the
what
kitchen.
you know
But a
what?
lot of times it'll be in a bedroom.
Tomorrow, you're playing
Oh god.
Phasmophobia.
Okay. I don't know about video wise. I think we'll just have to go straight up nah. We can probably actually get if we could do it early enough. We could actually invite Evil and that friend of mine, because at that point they'll be up, and Evil's been wanting me to play it lately. He keeps asking, but usually I'm busy.
Yeah, I mean, why did he should ask me? I mean, I don't mind playing with him.
The problem is he doesn't want to. He usually doesn't want to play stuff with you unless I'm around. Mostly it's because he just wants to stick with friends that he really knows.
Yeah, he's like me then.
Because you two don't really know each other that much, so he'll only play games with you if I'm around.
Yeah. We need to do that.
Yeah. Be all very nice.
And especially Asylum.
Yeah, I even mentioned to them that I really want to do bigger maps because we played School, and even though it was a demon, so it did attack more frequently, it's like it's a bigger map. It's a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
So
And if
just
we are
so
like
much
4 people, we can split up in 2 groups with 2 thermometers. Like one go one way.
You keep saying that, but I mean, honestly, I don't really see the point in doing that. Like, I don't really see the point in splitting up as in that sense. Just be like,
when you play a big map, you want to split up.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still more stuff to do other. But still, I mean, you got that, but also we don't all 4 have to go at the same time, because sometimes it's a little bit better to just have that one van person too.
I mean, I know.
Look at that system as
I'm
well.
gonna definitely run solo if we have 4 people. Then I run solo with a thermometer.
Well, like I said, we'll just have one person in the van. So really, my idea
Next
of
is
it,
gonna hide in the vat.
Coward. Well, like I said, video-wise, what I was planning on doing, I don't know what we'll do as just playing it. I was planning on getting a random number generator from 1 through 100. We all guess a number. Whoever gets closest, they stay in the van. Everyone else goes out. So they are the ones that's like, oh hey, all right, here's your lucky break. You stay inside until someone gets low sanity. Everyone else goes out. So it's just like it's the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Or some way of luck of the draw. We just try something. So that was my idea. Like, okay, we'll just see who gets here by chance and gets to stay. Everyone else leave.
Yeah.
Go die.
I mean, that'd be fun. I mean, what could go wrong with Asylum?
Yeah.
We get lost, can't find the
That's
van.
Asylum prison. They're gonna be so damn confusing.
Like, I have watched the map. It's like
School
the
is
school is
confusing.
also kind of fucking irritated. Like,
I mean, it is, because we played it. We never went upstairs because we didn't have to. The demon was on the lower floor, and it was like right across from the cafeteria, and we just like stayed around there. We tried our best to even find the power switch. It took forever. We finally find the thing. It flipped back on, and it's like, oh, we should probably go look for a bone to like get like bone evidence. Never find the thing because the damn thing kept hunting us. And when we got back to the van, we're just like, well, we should, we still have the crucifix objective. Do you want to go try and doing it? We go back in for like 20 minutes. Never happened. God damn it.
I'm gonna love watching that part of this that I missed.
It's gonna be fun. And we almost got a glitch ghost in the farmhouse because he went upstairs. I stayed downstairs. The downstairs is where the ghost was, and I stayed down there. I was just like, "Are you there? Show yourself." And I even said the ghost's name a couple of times, and it's just like nothing. I kept saying its name over and over and over again,
And
it just
you
never
had to
showed
figure
up.
out he was downstairs, so that was one thing.
No, I mean, it was an alone ghost. And again, he was upstairs, like walking around, not fully around, but like right there on the upper deck. And I was just sitting down there. And I'm like, do you not want to come out? And I'm like, saying your name. I had to move over to the kitchen, and I still kept doing it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, some ghosts I think
Eventually,
it's
he
glitched.
finally
Like
comes
either
out, and I
they
take a picture.
don't do anything. You like They don't do spearbox or ghostwriting, or there's no
sure it
phrasing
was.
temps sometimes, which we noticed in one.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. I think it was a mayor, but I'm not sure. Could have been Oni. I don't remember what it was at the time. It wasn't a shade, so it wasn't one that would want to hide. Or actually, no, it was the one where if you turn the lights on, it gets hurt. So I think it was a shade.
No, wasn't that a G? No, the Gene likes light.
Maybe it's a Jin. It was the one where if you turn the lights on, it makes it harder to. It won't attack as frequently or whatever. So that was his weakness was
Isn't that
lights.
the Phantom?
It kept turning it off. I don't know. I just know that it kept turning the light off, like all the time. It kept like turning it on and off, and eventually would just like turn it off or something.
Yeah, and then it takes the breaker, and you're like, "Fuck this! I'm not dealing with it."
Well, the breaker was on the first floor, like literally right there across from the entrance. So it's like, that's a lucky break.
Yeah, it's worse when it's like a
Freaking-
basement one.
Yeah, well, it was a farmhouse, so it would have been in the attic.
Yeah.
But
I think every house
Was
at
it-
least has 2 to 3 spawn points when it comes to breakers.
yeah, when we were on our way out, the thing that pissed us off from the school is that we walked out. The demon kept the light on in the room it was in, and when we go out, all the lights shut off except for that one room. That one room still had a light on. Every other light was off. We tried to flick a light. It's like he turned off the breaker, but that room he's in is still on. So it's like, what
So
the
the
hell?
room glitched.
It glitched, but it made it look like he was leading us to that room. Like, hey, come here, like come back. Like, oh,
Yeah,
God.
that's a sign that get the fuck out.
Yeah, get out. He's like, I kept saying like, she wants us to play. It was a guy, I think, but I kept saying she because I thought it was some other name, and like, oh no, the guy's name's Joseph. But regardless, he wanted us to play, like really bad. Like, oh God.
And you didn't want to play with you. Kind of rude, to be honest.
He kept wanting it, and at one point he put a chair in the middle of the hallway, and I'm just like, do you want me to sit in this chair? Because like we walked around and we didn't see it the first time around, but when we come back, the chair's in the hallway. We're like, I think it was just sit in the chair.
I think he's trying to murder you.
Probably. For how much he kept hunting us.
Yeah,
Good thing he wasn't a wraith though. If he was a wraith, we'd be dead.
I know about that.
Because well, wraiths can go through doors.
Yeah,
go through
I've
walls.
noticed that. Well, my wraith
So if
that
you're
I was
hiding in a
hunting.
corner, like a little wall corner, and he goes through the wall, he'll immediately kill you if he's right there next to you, if he sees you.
Well, then we have the wraith I was fighting that I wanted to kill me. It sucks.
Yeah.
And then
But that's another thing. I don't understand. The wraith's weakness is salt. It's toxic to like salt is toxic to it, but
it flies.
it flies. It's like, oh, it won't get footprints because it flies, but it's like, then why is salt toxic to it? How does that work? How does that hurt?
Technically, if you say you throw salt at him,
Yeah, but you can't throw salt, and you throw the salt can at him, but you can't throw the salt.
if you throw the salt can,
Mhm.
like go away.
Oh, yeah, and I also figured out now as a ghost you can actually pick up items. Never noticed that the first time I was playing it. Like I was never able to pick up items, but as a ghost you can do that. You can pick up cans.
Oh my
or
god, you can fuck
books or
with people
something.
so badly.
Yeah, you can actually do that and interact with stuff.
I wonder if
So
that
if you
can
want to know
help
people are
with,
following you
like,
as a ghost, you could have them pick up a book or something and just walk around with it to know, hey, there's that ghost. There's that guy.
yeah, and I wonder if that could help, like, say you try to pinpoint where, oh, here's the here was where. If you see the ghost, you're like, here's the ghost, and you just like throw it at it.
Yeah, you could do that, or if you see a bone or something. What Mark and them were doing is him and like Bob, if you know that is, basically died and kept having to throw items at the journal to pinpoint, hey, there's ghost writing here because no one was paying attention. So they kept having to throw like items at it, like, hey, right here, no, over here, come here. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
but yeah, as we've noticed,
then
ghost
bring
writing
Jack
is
to the-
broken, like a lot.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then
we had
bring
like
Jack to-
2 ghosts that had ghost writing that didn't do anything with it.
Pretty much. Like I said, I think it probably has to be at a specific spot sometimes, but other times it's just like, nah.
Sometimes it's like, yeah, I don't feel like writing. Even though I
What
need
probably should
to.
have done in that one camera is like take it to the right, where it wasn't pointing at that hallway, but pointing at that wall, so we could just see it spawn and just be like, okay, that's where it spawns. Put the journal there, and then we'll know.
Yeah.
But we didn't look for a spot.
I hate hallway ghosts, to be honest.
Yeah,
At least a room ghost, you can like, with a book, you can just put it on a table or something. If it's in the hallway, you're gonna be like, there's nothing here.
Yeah, and plus you can shut the door if there's a door.
That was an issue I had with the ghost. I think it was when we played. I think it was the Phantom. I heard door closing and opening, and there was no doors closed or opening.
For what I notice is that they can move doors. They can't open doors or close them, which is weird. It's like they can move them though. So I mean, I guess they could technically open it, but I mean they can move it. Because I've seen whenever we were in the school, the demon kept messing with the door, but it didn't shut all the way. It just like scooted a little. Like, okay.
I've seen a closed door open. That's kind of interesting though. They can't if they're hunting, you can just hide in a closed room, and they can't get in. But they can fucking open a door when they are not hunting. Like, what?
Hmm.
You know, logic.
Yeah, usually.
Like, I prefer to lock all the doors when I'm like, I try to close as many doors I can if I find, say, the room I need to go to. I prefer to close the doors that is open on the way to the van, except the door out. Actually, no, they can close the door because they can close the front door.
Well, yeah, they can close that door. I mean, that door just closes every time there's a haunt. Like, that just automatically closes.
Mine has done it before.
Actually, yeah, they could actually just close it fully. I think they only do that for the front door. I never see them do it to another door except for the front one.
Like, they only do it to the front door, and that's fucking even worse. It's like, can you not close the door?
It's even worse because most of the time when you see the door close and say you have your light, like your flashlight off or something, it's just like, oh god, am I being hunted? It's like, oh no, I'm not.
You know, I try to have the flashlight on as much as possible until the hunt is. Then you should turn it off and then be like, don't find me, don't find me.
What can be as bad as some people who keep talking whenever when the thing's hunting, because I've seen videos people just keep talking to everyone and I'm like, you know the ghost can hear you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Apparently, no one knows if
it can hear you, but it doesn't have like exact like location. It's just like it will come over to the area you are if you start talking, or probably, you know, go into the room you're in. But at that point, it just has to figure out on its own.
Same with the flashlight. If you have the flashlight on, they can see you. But you know.
I don't think the flashlight is a count. I don't think it is.
I mean, I've seen people say that they turn it off because it can count, I think.
I just turn it off because I would imagine, but I don't think. I just do it because it's like, oh, maybe. But
yeah.
You got that. What else was I going to say about it? I don't remember.
Nor do I.
Much. Regardless, though, fun game. I don't know if it's still on sale, but if it is on sale, $13. I don't know what it is normal price. I think it's like $20. But really fun game.
Not a bad price, to be honest, anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. I really hope one day they had a level editor where you just make your own house. Like you add your own like different floors and stuff, like different spawn points for where bones or whatever else could be, all that kind of stuff. You make that, and obviously ghost spawn points. But
I mean, ghost spawn points is like they spawn in a specific room.
Well, I know, but I mean, you can place those spawn points. Like you can put multiple spawn points, and whenever someone plays a level, just randomly pick one of those spots.
Yeah.
But still, it's just like,
oh god,
I would love a level editor. Like you can make your own. I mean,
or just
It could just be like house layout. Like you just have like a house, and then like that person picks like the way the room is, like the way the house is laid out, or something, and like add little
ooh,
model items or something you want to throw in there.
or some sort of game mode where you can have like like a what is it called, like D&D, like you have a dungeon master that decides where the ghost is gonna spawn in said house you're playing, and then it can decide when the hunt begins or not.
I don't think that part's gonna happen because I mean that's just according to difficulty. But I mean they could have like more customizable options in the future where you can pick how long it takes. But uh, what is it? I mean, they could just do a whole sense where you pick your like type of layout where it'll like mimic a level or something, and you just go from there. So it's like if you want like a bit, you have like presets like one floor house, two floor house, uh, big building like warehouse type building or something, just like or farmhouse layout. But it's just like it picks that outer look, and it's like how much space you have inside the house, and you make the stuff from inside. Like just to do something like that, and then like go through Steam Workshop, you're like you have a ton of levels to work with Phasmophobia. Just like that'd be cool. But it would take a while considering the game started with one person, and since then has gone. I think they have a team now, but I'm not sure about that. By the time it was one person who started the game.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it just one person that started Among Us too? There's
Yeah,
also now a team.
that's usually how it goes. I mean, whenever some gets so popular, it's like most people like offer their services like, oh hey, I can do this. Like, you mind if I join you? Like, yeah, sure.
I mean, it
Just
probably
use the help.
started with like the guy from Among Us was like, because they must have had a team for a decent amount of time now.
Yeah.
Also, I just
The
got
funny
a
thing with it,
random DM, like from nowhere.
I don't know. The
I was
thing that
just
I
like,
find funny about Among Us is that it did not become popular until after Fall Guys. Like just as soon as Fall Guys became, it was I guess just coincidence, but it's like the game has been out forever for like a few years, I think, to the point that they were making Among Us 2. Like it was in development. And then out of nowhere, after Fall Guys, like, oh hey, now Among Us just like randomly became popular. People found the game, it became popular,
yeah, and I
and
don't know
then
how
they stopped
wasn't it
development because
like
it's like, oh,
one
well,
guy
people like
as
the first game.
usual? Like there was
I think
one
so,
guy that played the game that had a big amount of subscribers,
possibly.
and I
It's usually
think
how it
that
works.
was
Is like big subscriber guys just like hunting through random Steam games that are cheap or something, and just like going through those, like, okay, we'll just click this,
yeah. I think it was a YouTuber. Must been a
try it
YouTuber.
out.
It could been a streamer too. Wouldn't surprise me, to be
Yeah,
honest.
and then they're just like, oh hey, this game's like really fun, and then they just like pass it on.
Yeah, probably found a few, or he was like, oh, let's play some random game with, uh, because the game itself, what, had 100, 200 players at the time or something.
Mm, I don't know,
Or do I?
but again, it's a game I still don't want to play because it still looks stupid.
I like it,
I
but
don't.
I think it's great because I can lie to my friends.
You see, again, this is why I still like TTT. I still prefer it because you also have modded modes for it. Vanilla one can get pretty stale after a few minutes, but or a few rounds, but yeah, the I don't know. It's just like I still prefer modded TTT. I feel like that's like way more fun than Among Us would be. It's like, oh, hey, you do all this stupid crap, blah blah blah. When you just keep the lives going.
Blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah
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 blah. I was trying to say
blah blah
blah
blah
blah
blah
blah,
blah
but
blah.
it kind of blah blah blah.
Ah,
No,
quality.
yeah. So continue random conversations after that. How long was that? 40-minute conversation of Faz. That's what it felt like to me. But As another thing to go for, new games, I mentioned it before, I believe. Cyberpunk 2077. Some gamers have been waiting for so long, almost a decade actually, and buggy as hell.
No surprise.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, with
Like,
that big of a deal, but it's just like, you have all this stuff around it, and it's like, oh, hey, it's gonna be great. And even in one of the updates, or in the delay updates, CD Projekt Red is just like, oh, hey, we will not release this game until it's ready. We won't do that until the game is ready. It's like, but did ya? And it's not really their fault because obviously, as people should know by now, companies are not like invulnerable against like they're not resistant against their whatever, like communities pushing them. It's not just their fault. The public, not just like the developers, the publishers will like push for it. They're
yeah,
like, well, the community wants this now. You guys need to get your shit together and move it on. Which is like what the publisher would do. They will push them to like hurry up and finish the game and get it released because like so many people want the damn thing. It's such a huge demand. If we don't do it now, we'll lose the demand. Like we'll lose the player base.
I
And
think
in this
that
case, they've lost the player base because they rushed it.
yeah. But that's the double-edged sword, though.
I
Like,
mean, I like this game. I'm liking the story, but I've already ran into a really stupid glitch that I fixed, but it pissed me off. Like okay. Spoilers for everyone. It's not real big spoilers, but it's a little bit like not really. It's just like a mission of what happens in the mission, but there's no actual like story spoiler to it. They're like, "Oh god, why'd you say that?" It's just like, okay, the mission where you have to go pick up the bot, like the little spider bot from
yes.
in there, and like you have the big boss guy at the end, like of that mission. So the optional thing for it was to sneak past him, to not fight him. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. The problem is I glitched out a bit earlier to where no enemies notice me. Like they'll notice me if they see me, but it wasn't right. Cameras were turned off. Like no cameras, the entire place worked. It's like, okay. I mean, I did go to the computers and turn them off, but it was weird in this case where it's like they never alerted enemies, and they were all facing away from me. I would like there were three of them in a row. I just like walked up to, killed them all, and just kept walking on.
By the
But I
way,
got to
well,
that
I
point.
would be right back.
Okay, well now you're just ruining my conversation. You go
No,
do
you
your
can
thing.
continue talking about the great game of Cyberpunk.
Well, I'll finish my story for when you're back. I'll finish my story when he gets back. But for Cyberpunk, I mean, it's just like so broken at the moment. Like not too bad for people who haven't seen it. It's like you look at the older consoles. People are still on the original Xbox One or the PS4 instead of the Pro or the S or the X, the One S or X, and it's just like it's so broken. Or a lower end PC, it's so broken because you'll have like super long texture pop-ins, which I have a Series X, and I still get those texture pop-ins sometimes, where it's like super low quality and then it pops in. Like that shit reminds me of GTA 5 when I had a crappy computer. It would do that. It would have like really bad pop-in, where it's like super low textures, and like you could drive through like lower texture models that were like, I don't know, risen up or something, like what it's supposed to look like when you're super far away. Like, say, like you drive through it, like, or walk through it, whatever. That's the kind of stuff I got in GTA. That's the kind of stuff that happens on Cyberpunk on lower devices. Like, the only real good way to play the game is on Series X, S, the a high-end PC or PS5. There's no other way to play it, because otherwise you're just like, ugh, it's just too much. You'll still get glitches otherwise, but most of the
You're a
time you get
glitch.
stuff. All right, back at you. But most of the time, you'll just get stuff like, I don't know, people walking in the sky, or you'll be driving, I don't know, where you just go flying off into the distance. A random car will spawn a crash like into you, or I don't know, you're in the middle of a cutscene and uh, AI just spawns and walks around, like in cutscene, which is some people get annoyed about. Me, I don't really care too much about that, but I never really saw it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen one glitch this far.
I mean, as I mentioned, I've only seen 2 glitches. The one I was telling you about before you rudely interrupted. No offense. And the whatever it was, the texture pop-in, where it'll just be like super low textures for a quick second, or like
Yeah,
a
but that
few
I think
seconds.
is just loading.
Yeah, but for someone who has, I mean, granted, it's not utilizing it because it's not the Series X version, but it still has a fast SSD. It should at least load them a little bit faster. It should at least be like more of a split second pop in where I'll still see it, but it pops in. This case, I saw it for like a second or two, then it popped in.
Yeah, I've had the same issue.
Well, you're on the base PS4, so you should be seeing more.
I have not seen. I start seeing more late game instead of early game. Like,
Well, I mean, there's more in late games probably.
yeah, I think they try to fix it more and more because they're not expecting people to complete it after 2 minutes.
Yeah, but to continue my story from before, uh, like I said, with that like guy in the final room, uh, the optional objective is to go past him without fighting him, to sneak past. So I did that, and obviously the guy who's with him, I always had to kill him, otherwise he would probably get alerted. I'd have to kill him and then walk out. The problem is if I tried to walk out, Jackie, the companion AI, would be in the other room still like trying to hide, and I'm like, dude, we're sneaking past. And sometimes he would actually come into the room with me and then like crawl back out like, oh no, we're hiding, like, dude. And then at one point he was in the room with me, and I go out the door, he is like sitting at the doorway and is just like, nah, I'm good. And if you try to go next to him, there's an invisible barrier now if you walk outside the door, so you can't go back in. And he just like walks off. And the problem with that is that when you finish the mission, the next objective is to talk to Jackie, and he's still in the building, and you can't get in the building. It's like how like it just glitches, it breaks. So the only way to fix it is to load a previous save and fight the final boss. It's the only way to do it. You have to fight the final boss, otherwise he won't come out.
That's great
And like,
game.
yeah, like I don't know if people have still gotten past it by skipping, but it wouldn't allow me to skip. So I'm like, well, that's great. I had to fight this guy, which is fine, I guess, because actually he gave me some cool stuff when I killed him.
Yeah,
Gave me
I've
some
done
armor and
both, but
guns.
where you, because I do all the optional stuff too. So
I tried to, because I figured it gives you
uh,
more XP and everything.
I mean, I don't. I think it does, but also like the optional thing. I did optional, and then I feel like I fucked up the first one because it was weird. Like I fucked up the second one, but also, and the first time I had 2 lows, I couldn't actually do anything.
Right. I don't know, but I mean, like I said, I really do like. I am actually liking this game. It is pretty good story wise that I'm going through so far, and I'm not too far into it. Right now, I'm trying to get a car because at one point your car gets totaled to the point to where you can't use it, which is stupid because it's just the bumper. The bumper falls off, and it's like you can't get in it now. It's like, oh, you get in.
Oh
It's like,
no,
okay,
it's not
you
the
get crashed
bumper
into it.
falling off. That
On
if
my screen, the bump, like the front end falls off, like the bumper really, like that
yeah
falls
no
off. It's like,
no your car is
it's like,
actual total. Like you get
well, I
rammed
know,
by
but I mean, like
literally a
from my work.
tank.
Well, you don't get run over by a tank. I mean, you get run over by another car. Like it just like it wrecks into you, and then I get out. It's like, huh.
Oh
It just
yeah. By the way,
it's off.
that mission line for him is there's a mission that's bugged on that one. By the way, I've
Okay.
noticed. All right.
I was hoping to. I mean, the thing is, if you go to his headquarters, like obviously it gives you insurance. It gives you like payback. Like it gives you like 7,000 euro dollars or something. I think that's how much I got out of him. I don't remember how much it was. I think that's how much he gave me. I have like 11,000, and I have to wait just a little bit more to get to 13,000 to buy like a van or something just to get a car. Like
I have not bought. I have bought one car, and I have like 7 cars.
I just want a car. I want another car now. Like I need one. I'd steal one, but I'm like, I'd rather just buy another car.
Hey, if you do
now I
a
have to use
few
fast
story
travel.
missions, you get your car back really soon.
On his storyline?
No, I think you just need to do the main. I don't know if it's the main or if it's just that you need to do missions, and then it's randomly gonna get like a message that says, "Oh, by the way, your car is done." Like, okay.
Oh. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, it was just stupid. It's just like, oh, hey, your car's been impounded. Like, okay, go to the nearest garage next to you, and then it gets wrecked into. Like,
Yeah, I think you have to do like at least half of his missions before you get the car back. I don't know. But
I'll have
I
to
did.
check if it's his missions or story missions. Because I mean, I want to do both. Like, I want to do more side
I
missions, but
recommend
I'm not
do
doing.
his missions because you get a lot of cash from it.
Yeah, I could really use it. But that's the other thing. I don't actually do a lot of side missions. Like his is the first side mission I've done. Like because it involved me getting my car back or getting money for my car. So it's like, well, I guess I should go do it just to get money back and try to get the car fixed. But you can't fix the car. You can only get another car. You can probably fix cars, but I mean, you can't fix that car.
Also,
Not that.
wasn't it a thing that you could fix your car up with like different things?
I think, like I said, I think you could still fix your car if you go somewhere, but that's if you're able to drive it. Once the guy wrecks into you, you can't drive it. It just, you can't get in. So it's like, well, shit.
I won the fucking one.
Again, he just wrecks straight into it, and obviously all it does is like he wrecks into the front, it lifts up, and then it turns over to the left. It's like does like I forget what it's called, but it's just like it just basically just like turns you over to the left to see him drive away. That's all it does. It doesn't like completely destroy the front end. I mean, yeah, the bumper and maybe the headlights fall off, and I'm pretty sure it's still technically drivable. It just did it in a horrible mess. Maybe the front end stabilizers broke, but
Yeah, I think you
still
may have got
steering.
bugged visuals or something because I think if I recall correctly from at least if you check my wait, yeah, I think I did it on last stream. I played it. You can see how total my car was.
Well, no, I should talk about two different. Wait, we have to talk about after you raid the Arasaka building, right?
Aye.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't Arasaka building. It was whatever the other place. Arasaka building's what the other guy did. But yeah,
So,
like I
what did
said,
you think about Keanu, by the way? Reeves.
ah, oh, he's awesome.
I fucking love the character. Like,
I should do too. I mean, granted, at first he seems. I mean, when he first seems like, well, he's just a guy. He's just like he's tired of the shit he deals with. Like, go out on a high note, but just do some high note stuff. Just like, I'll go do this, go raid a building and stuff and everything. Like, slight spoilers here, but so he gets just like, I don't know, mute for a few seconds. Like, it won't take me long to say it. Basically, he just like puts a bomb in an elevator in a building to blow it up. But yeah, but does all that stuff, that kind of high note, and he's like, oh yeah, all that kind of cool stuff. And then afterwards, your character meets him, and it's just like, it's kind of a dick. It's kind of a dick, just like, oh fuck,
I
you just put
mean,
a
he
bullet
kind
in
of
your brain.
was from start.
Well, yeah, but he was like one of those like, you know, what you would expect a celebrity to be like, that kind of dick. Not just put a bullet in your brain, like it'll like be better. Like, dude,
No, but
Keanu
it,
over here.
one thing, it feels so wrong that he has this role for some reason. Like, it doesn't feel like it's him, but still, it fits him so good.
Yeah.
Because, like, the
Well, then again,
thing.
well, I don't know. I mean, it's just Keanu's Keanu. He's good, no matter what he's in. Even if it's like it's a terrible story and not so great of a character, he's still great in it.
I feel like he makes more of the character than the character itself. Like,
Yeah. Like without him, the character just doesn't make sense.
like
Like if they
I
instant
feel like
casting
if they had
Keanu,
had
if
any
they
other
casted like,
for him,
yeah, they just casted somebody else for that character. It's like, I don't think it would have done as good.
no, I feel like
I
he
don't think it would have made any
works for it.
sense. It
Like,
just works.
there's maybe one or two others that could have worked, but it's like
I can't really think of anyone.
not that not me either, but like if it's been someone less famous, maybe if it's like if it took like a lot of game
I
dust.
mean,
Like,
normally I actually kind of hate it when people just like force a celebrity role, like say for example animation movies like let's say for example you know the movie Scoob, like you know the newer Scooby-Doo movie. They took out Matthew Lillard, the guy who does Shaggy, and gave it to someone else, and also the person who does Daphne. I don't know the actor's name on that one, but to put in celebrity roles, and it's like, why would you do that when you have the person who's been doing Shaggy for so many years just to get a celebrity role? Like you basically just did a really stupid job. So in this case, if they got someone else, like if they got someone else, it's like it's the one thing I'm like, I kind of prefer the celebrity role in this one. I prefer Keanu to be in this.
yeah,
Like I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not very far. I've only had 2 interactions with him. Well, 3 if
yeah,
you
but
count the
he
one.
as a character is great.
Yeah, I've only had a few of them, which I have to be honest. At first, it's like again that mentioned when I said the bull in the brain thing where he's being a dick, and then like when my car gets totaled, he's like, did you see that? It's like he's right there, just like, hey John, did you see that? It's just like, oh, so we're cool with him now. Like okay, like we're cool with the guy now who just told you to kill yourself. Like, okay.
Um, I mean, you kind of don't have a choice with that. It's not like you
I
can
mean,
avoid him.
yeah, but at the same time, it's also just like I guess your character is just like, no, I mean, he's there. Might as well just talk. I guess. Might as well just like, I'm already
My
going
favorite
crazy.
part is when
There's
they
a bit more.
talk in the middle of the public, and I'm like, no one is gonna bother about the person sitting talking with themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even at that part yet, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen a lot, so it's not like a spoiler. It's just like a specific thing that's kind
I
of
know. I mean,
funny.
I figure they're gonna talk a lot. I mean, it's usually how it works with these kind of situations. I'm not gonna mention the situation because it is a spoiler. So, but you can infer, or if you don't already know, play the game. Watch somebody play the game if you don't want to buy it for yourself because all the aforementioned glitches. But yeah,
I would recommend to at least wait to January to get it though.
I'd recommend a little bit further. I mean, I don't feel like it's gonna be January. I feel like it's gonna be a bit
Yeah, but the first
February.
major patch is coming in January.
Yeah, I would
That's what
wait.
I'm meaning. Like the first major one. So at least the major, if you want to take the first major one and chance it, January is the next one when the first patch comes out, and otherwise you can wait to February, March,
I don't know if they
around
add a
there.
Game Plus. I kind of hope they do instead of me having to make a new character. Because what I'm gonna do is once the Series X version comes out, I'm going to play it again because I'm hoping to beat it before then, or at least have it mostly beaten by then. So I want to have like a new game plus mode with all the new features, or I just make another character and go from there. I'm like, which at that point I'll probably stream it. So yeah, I'll probably stream my gameplay with the Series X version of the game. So yeah, it's mainly what I'm waiting on. But yeah, definitely wait for now because it's still buggy. They're still putting out patches every now and then, but wait till the big one comes. It might help you a little bit more. At
Yeah.
least beat these stupid quest breaking ones that I mentioned before with fucking Jackie not want to come out the building. Like,
Yeah.
get out. um, I was gonna say something else. Something else Cyberpunk related. I don't remember what it was.
Is it Cyberpunk related or is it something new?
It was Cyberpunk related. I don't remember what it was.
Huh.
I know one thing though. Yeah, I was watching somebody who barely played the story missions as a friend of mine. He just mainly plays side stuff, and it's just like he was picking up like a ton of crap off of like enemies or just junk off the streets, and it's just like he said he was playing for hours, and he was on like maybe he's at the point like before you meet Dex, like before you got in the car with Dex, and it's just like you were really not that far. Like you were so not far at all, and you've done so much stuff for hours. Like the game is huge. You can do a lot of side stuff. You're like so even if you beat the story in a quick amount of time, or if you don't want to play the story, you got a lot of side stuff to do. But
Yeah, though
I'm
you
saying it's like super fun stuff. I'm saying like it's just there's a lot of stuff to do.
yeah kind of sad because you need to do the first mission or the like the tutorial area, I would say.
Yeah, I mean you got like the tutorial to do at first, and then you also have the whatever what was it? No, what was it? The first one was going to when you start out and do whatever it is you're doing. I know on Street Kid, the first thing you do is go steal a car. So, all right.
I
Then
like
it goes.
Nomad start mission.
Yeah. And what do you do on that one when you start?
Basically you go get a package, then you need to go and drive into Night City.
Oh, all right. It's always
Which
driving, and I think
yeah,
there's like,
and you have to fight a lot of military.
all right. For mine, again, it was just go drive go steal this whatever millionaire's car or something. Like I don't know who it was, but it's like go steal this guy's car, and it turns out that car you're gonna steal ends up being your car in the end, and I think
Oh,
you're stealing it from Jackie in this one. Like you're trying to steal it from Jackie because like he pops up and it like has a gun to your head, and then you both get arrested by corrupt cops basically, and then out of nowhere like oh hey now we're drinking buds and we're doing stuff together. It's like let's go do stuff. Like okay, that's how that works. Like hey, you try to steal my car and I put a gun to your head. Let's be friends.
yeah. In Nomad, he's basically the one that you get the job from where you deliver the package.
Wow. Street
And
Kid is
as a
like the weirdest character.
corpo, you're friends with him.
Just right off the bat.
Yep. It's such a weird goddamn. It's like
Is the first
apparent
mission you do after that? Is it always the going to the
go to the goddamn go hunt down the that girl Dorset or whatever her name was.
yeah, like the girl who
Yeah.
like I guess got drugged with
Apparently people were
cybernesis?
pissed that they didn't have different storylines for it depending on what you choose.
Well, you do have a different starting mission. The whole point of it is to have different dialogue pieces. Like it's a storyline you have,
Yeah.
and it's just like you get your own dialogue trees because you are that class, which is normally what RPGs do. I mean, you've seen Fallout do it at times. You've seen Elder Scrolls do it at times. Just different types of dialogue trees that you have available to you because you picked this certain class or origin. So it's like you get
Yeah,
it.
which makes sense.
Yeah, that I'm okay with.
I don't mind it.
Or in the case of Fallout, it's not really you pick an origin. It's you put so many stats towards something. You have different dialogue trees because you're smart in this area, which is also a thing in this game.
Yeah, I
If you're
love that. I
smart in
love,
tech or something,
and I
you
love.
can say something tech wise, or you can say defuse a bomb if you're smart enough.
Yeah, but we
Instead of having to
know,
hack the bomb, you can just
like
straight defuse it.
everything I've noticed is was like you need like the base, like you need like two things all the time basically to like the whole game is
This is
playable,
why
but like
now just all the way around. Before I was focusing on like 2 or 3 stats. Like I was like I forget what it was. It was body, tech, and strength. I think. Which I don't remember if strength's the thing, but regardless, I think that's body still. Regardless, it was like 3 things I focused on, and then out of nowhere, it was just like, well, everything has a different dialogue tree. Everything, it's just like I'm missing out on. I just had to keep everything at the same level. So everything's at like 6 right now.
Yeah.
Because I was one shy from getting to defuse a bomb at that point. It was like 5 out of 6 to defuse a bomb. I was like, damn it. So I had to hack the bomb. Still worked, but yeah, it'd been nice. Have a little tech deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely gonna play that more when I get a chance.
I need to finish. I think I'm on the last story mission. On my second character, not on my streaming one.
Yeah. I just need to play more. I mean, just here lately, I've just been watching stuff, either watching anime or watching fast videos.
I need to watch anime. I've not watched that bit.
I watched a couple new shows recently.
I need to
whatever.
finish Attack on Titan season 4. I
Mm.
don't even started it.
I just watched a couple of random shows that came on the season, like Tonakawa and
I wanna watch Oryx Equinox. I'm thinking about that one.
I don't know what that is.
No, right, it was on Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
This looks interesting.
which just to mention, I'm gonna mention that, but in a sec. But yeah, the shows I recently am watching is it's Tonakawa Over the Moon for You. It's just like a.
Oh yeah, that one I have thought about too because
it's kind of good. It's a lot of wholesome shit. I'll just say that mostly. It's mostly that. Still a lot of funny stuff, but it's mainly just the guy being an idiot about like stuff he should do, obviously, and just like, nah, you're just stupid. Just doesn't get crap. But it's fun, so I'm okay with it. The dub is only like 6 episodes in right now, and it's on the 12.5 right now on sub. So it's at the 12.5, obviously being the flashback episode. So yeah, just like I'm having to wait. While you can go ahead and watch right away if you started. And the other show is, didn't I say to make my life average? I think, or to make my skills average in the next life, something like that. It's basically another parody of an isekai, which is basically the person obviously gets reincarnated into another world, says that they just want average stuff, but what she didn't realize is that the average was basically taking the lowest ranked person to the highest whatever, like the highest ranked monster, or the lowest ranked monster to the highest ranked monster, and it put the average, which is the right middle, which basically means that she is half as strong as the highest ranked monster, so therefore she's very strong. So she kind of didn't get what she asked for. Just overpowered. She's overpowered in everything. It's funny though. And as I was going to mention with Crunchyroll, I got the 14-day trial to try it out, just to realize dubs are a rare commodity there.
Yeah.
Like really, like very rare. Not even for the good, not even the new shows like Fire Force doesn't have a dub on Crunchyroll. It's just like, that is a show that's still airing. I would get a show that hasn't been aired yet, not having one. It's just like, oh hey, we don't have the license for it, or hey, we just don't want to. But a new show, like why? At least that show it should. I think it's because that show is actually a Funimation show, but I don't know.
No, I think Five or is it on both? I don't know.
Well, Fire Force I think is Kodensha? I don't know. I forget what they are, but I just know it usually it's a Funimation thing. But regardless, the only thing I see Crunchyroll worth for is the shows that are not on Funimation, which still mostly just subs. So it's like, because I'll get into why that bugs me. Actually, I figured out a real reason why it bugs me of doing subs over dubs now. And what is it? The originals. Crunchyroll has originals, so it's like those are the shows that might be worth it. Which currently that
Power of God.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but the Tonakawa Over the Moon, that is a Crunchyroll original, so I can only watch it there. It's like, well, damn it. But yeah. But what's Tower of God?
It's a webtoon.
So okay, but
That's an
about. I already
well,
told you what the other show was about. You could say shows yourself.
yeah. Tower of God is the only original I've watched. I think. When is it? I think that's the only Crunchyroll original I've watched.
There's not many. There's like 10 shows right now, I think.
I think there's yeah, that's the one thing, but I think that's the only one. There may be a second one I watched that was of
There's a
Crunchyroll.
new one that came out. I forgot its name. Like I don't remember its name. I
Is
can
it?
actually pull it.
Because I think Oryx Equinox is a original, which also came out. That which came out recently.
Oh, Noblesse or Noblesse.
Oh.
That's a new original. That's the one I was thinking of. That's what the name of it was. Let's see. Yes, there's a freaking original section on the app, but there isn't. There's even an original section on the freaking website unless you type in /originals. It's like, that's stupid.
Yeah, well, Crunchyroll is not the smartest app in the world.
Not the smartest.
Why do I have to log in?
Deal.
Stupid app.
Yeah, I can't. No. I don't know.
Yeah, the
But
last
regardless.
anime I watched was Dolly in the France, I think. No, the last anime I watched was High School DxD.
Of course it was. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed when it comes to Crunchyroll because, again, at least for the video, there's more dubs to it. I mean, even just, I mean, yeah, sure, English dub, sure, but I mean,
Tower of
most of
God
the
have a dub.
other dubs are that much. I mean, yeah, because I mean, if it is original, if that is what it is, then I'm pretty sure all originals are getting dubs, or most of them.
Would make sense.
Yeah, but the other shows not really. And there's times when I see like a Russian dub, which most of the Russian dubs are actually not allowed here in America. Like they don't have the licensing to show them. So a few episodes in the Russian dub are actually not available. But yeah, the Russian dub. I think I've seen a French dub on a few of them, a Polish dub, German dub. It's like you see like a bunch of those just like floating in there, and it's just like no English though. It's like they just don't want to give them the license. Which, granted, Funimation bought Crunchyroll recently, or AT&T bought Crunchyroll. So either they're going to combine it, or they're just going to be like, we just own you. That's it. Don't combine. There's still two separate services where it's like, that'd be kind of dumb though. I feel like they should combine it. I guess. But
what
people are
the
pissed off about that.
fuck?
What?
Let's check that on Onyx Equinox. It says they have 7 seasons. So here's the thing. Season 1, German dub, French dub, Spanish dub, Portuguese dub, Russian.
Oh, Portuguese dubs are actually really hilarious. I don't know why, but they are. Anyway, keep going.
And then it's like,
Watch that Dragon Ball Portuguese dub.
Equinox, a companion podcast, and then Onyx Equinox.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's season 9 and once it's season 11, I'm like, I am confused.
Maybe they did filler in the other dubs? Because that is something that happens in some places. Some dubs will actually make their own, like they have a license to it in a way to where they can make filler for their country.
No,
like
the one that says season 11 is season 1. What the fuck is
I don't know. I guess maybe it was just a typo. That's weird.
Yeah, but one says season 9.
unless they had a prior show, like other than other people that just like was something else. I don't freaking know. You
I
got
don't
me.
know either. But Tower of Gods is 3 seasons. I think it's not even season. Got 2
I don't
seasons.
know.
Indirectly, it has 2 seasons. The English and the Japanese one. Like they have season 1 for Japanese and the dub. Like.
Jeez.
But yeah, I would recommend Tower of God.
I'll probably check it out.
Yeah,
I don't know what
it
I'm gonna
has a
do
dub.
with my Crunchyroll subscription. I might keep it just to keep watching the shows that I'm watching and the originals, but it's another $10. The reason why it's $10 because the other 10 or 8 is like the $8 one does not give you offline downloads. I just wanted that. I wanted offline downloads. So obviously I got the $10 one. But it's just like
Yeah,
I
on
have
this
that.
Equinox is
Then I also
original.
and then I have $8 for the Funimation. It's just like if Crunchyroll gave those dubs, I would immediately dump Funimation. I would just not use it. But it's because those dubs are not there. I don't do that. And the only reason why I mentioned this before that I prefer dubs over subs, fight me. The only reason why I say that, and I've really figured it out now, is because I don't know why when I'm watching stuff, I've recently figured out I have a temptation to do other things at the same time. I don't like just watching for some reason. It's like I can't solely focus on just that. I need to put my energy to something else as well. Like I want to watch it, play guitar at the same time, or bring a silent game where I can just play it and still like listen, or browse my phone or something. Like I have to do both at the same time. And with a sub, it's just a tiny bit harder because I have to pay attention to the reading on the screen rather than just listening and like seeing it in the corner of my eye of what's going on. Like it's just like listening, like seeing the corner of my eye, that's perfectly fine. But with sub, I had to like really look at the screen just at least for a second or two just to read it and then like look back. Like dubs are just a lot easier for me, just like continuously multitask. But it's like I have to do that. I don't know why. When I look it up, it seems like it's a symptom of like ADD, but I don't have that. And I've looked
That
up
you
other
know
symptoms
about.
like yeah, but I'm saying I don't think I have that because I don't really have the other symptoms. It's just like that's the only one where it's I want to continuously multitask, but every other one I don't really have. I do have forgetfulness. That's another one. Or I have 3 symptoms: multitasking, want to constantly doing that. Uh, Forgetfulness, where you'll like put something there and you know you put it there, but out of nowhere it's like you don't know where you put it. It's just like okay, I don't know where I put this thing. I've lost it. And then the other one is wandering mind, where it's just like you'll just be sitting there maybe talking to someone or walking around. I know where your just mind just wanders off somewhere else. You just think about whatever. It's like that's 3 symptoms. So as for dub and sub, that's another reason why I choose dub, because it's just so much easier for me. Also, I like the actors and actresses.
Well, that depends
I
on
can't
the
really
show,
I
though.
can't really I can't always differentiate the Japanese ones. Sometimes I can, because there's the popular ones like the one you like.
Juki.
Yeah, I can usually pick him out.
I was so surprised when I'm like, wait, I recognize this guy. It was when he played Aaron Jagger in Attack on Titan. I was like, wait, why did I recognize this guy?
Oh God, stop.
No.
No, no. That isn't the podcast now.
What just happened?
I was trying to sit up. For those who don't know, I'm literally having to lay in my bed for like because my monitor's in my chair, so I always have to lay on my bed. My stream deck is here on the bed. I sat up, it like slid down to where my leg was, and I was sitting up. It pushed a bunch of buttons, and it's on the soundboard, so it just like played a bunch of sounds on stream. Like, damn it.
This is quality content.
So you probably just heard Knuckles from Sonic Adventure DX saying, "Oh no, the Scottish bagpipes, crickets, a marine from Halo." Just like have a bunch of sound files that just played. Like no.
Oh.
My bee. My bee.
I'm glad that I missed that because you don't have it plugged up like yet.
So, yeah.
It
Just
would
glad
be
you didn't get to
such
hear
a
it. So you
perfect
don't know.
thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. And plus, I got up to turn the fan off because it was starting to get cold in here. I don't know if you noticed, but you may have heard my voice start to shake a
Oh
little
right,
bit.
I have to finish. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Season 3.
I need to finish that. I need to finish season 1.
I need to
I
finish.
barely
Actually, I
got
need to
through it.
start season 3.
I'm on the episode when they get the whatever it is, the I don't remember his name, but the guy is Bell's sponsor or whatever, the guy who like makes his armor. Like when they got him to go into the dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the episode I'm on. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
well, that's the episode I'm on. Okay. I'm just saying like that's the one I'm on. So it's like the first season. Point is, I'm far away, and honestly, I tried watching it again, and I got kind of bored quick. I was like, no thanks.
It is a good show though.
It's a good show. It's just like if you take a break and come back to it, it's like, or if you're just not in the mood. It was probably I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I just like,
It's because it's like one of those shows you want to finish quick. Like it's not.
I mean, kind of, but at the same time, it's like it just wasn't the show I was in the mood for. I was in the mood for different types of shows. At the time, I guess I was more in like a dump mood. I guess like it's just like, I feel like crap. Let me just watch a show that just like makes me feel more like crap. So let me just go watch a sadder show.
I just go watch Dora the Explorer.
And plus, I've been playing. That's not how that works.
I mean, you're gonna
was
feel
playing-
worse
I was
because
playing
you're gonna
Planet
regret
at the
everything
time.
you've watched.
Yeah, it's that I was playing Planet at the time, and it's a sad, like visual novel or anime, whichever one you pick on that bit. And so it's like that mindset was stuck to the point where like, if I want to watch anime, I kind of want to watch one that was in the same theme. Sort of. What you getting bored about?
I'm just super fucking tired.
Well, we have uptime. It's been
2:15.
2 hours and 15 minutes. That's not a lot. Well, that's if we want to do the 3 hour mark, because honestly, I mean, I don't know why we always try to go for 3 hours. No one listens to a 3 hour podcast. It's like normally 2 hours. Or like 2 hours and a half. Like every podcast out there, like one of the only ones that do 3. It's like who's listening to a podcast for 3 hours?
I mean, I still listen to like, I would do it because I'm
I
like,
mean, I would when I was working because like if you're in the middle of work and you're allowed to, like if you're working on machines or something and you don't really need to listen, then yeah, sure, fine. Listen to however long you got to pass up the time. Which is mainly what I did. I listened to podcasts, which mainly I listened to audio dramas, which was just, it's like a TV show, but it's just audio only. So it's mainly what I was trying to do during that last bit. But still, yeah, it passed up time pretty well. So a 3 hour podcast probably would work in that case.
yeah, and or like, I can do it at home because I can be like, when I put it on, then maybe after maybe 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm not feeling like watching anymore. I'm gonna watch a little bit later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do that. You could pause and come back later. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's bad enough I had all these shows lined up, and recently I started listening to a SCP. Like I started to listen to an SCP audio drama, which is just it makes for every single SCP number, like creature or whatever or item, it would just like try to make a story thing for it every episode. And I don't know. I just like started listening to that, and ever since I quit that job, I haven't listened to anything like podcast or audio drama. I've not listened to a single one. It's like I guess I just don't feel the need to now.
I think that's the issue with like if I don't. Here's the thing: if I don't stream or play a game, actually I may be playing a game while watching a podcast. So like that's what I do.
I mean, if it's a game where there's no story to it, like let's say whenever I don't know if it's just like a game where you're just like playing the game, I guess, like doing side missions that have no real story to it or whatever else, or just like platforming games or whatever that you don't really need to listen to the music or the sound effects. If you don't really care for that, there's no story. Like, yeah, sure, layer some over it. Or if you're playing a multiplayer game, if you're just playing multiplayer, layer a podcast over it. Like, that'd be nice. But
Yeah,
otherwise,
maybe
it's just
playing a zombies with the while
yeah,
watching
that
YouTube.
too. Yeah.
That's not a good idea,
Ugh.
guys, but it works. But it's not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea to have zombies and do that because I don't know. I feel like you need to listen with zombies because it's like you don't know if there's someone behind you. It's like, be careful. Imagine trying to play Phasmophobia, having that on. It's like, not a good idea.
Well, Phasmophobia, you don't need hearing too much.
I mean, you kind of do for two things. I mean, when you're getting haunted, you want to know where the footsteps are coming from in some cases. Or, I don't know, if you want to know if you're witnessing a ghost event, you want to know if you hear the whispering or something.
Yeah.
I don't think you need hearing for anything else, because I mean the spirit box says, the words
Yeah,
you
this
say.
actually no, the spirit box would be needed because sometimes if you
Well,
do like
no,
I do and throw it on the floor.
yeah, that's if you throw it on the floor. I don't ever throw it on the floor. I keep it in my hand, because I mean at that point you're just sitting there trying to get it to work, and it's like, okay, work, throw it down, or throw it away, go get something else. No need to throw it down, then go get something else. Like just and figure
If
it
you
out at that
play
point. Like,
solo, you kind of do because that's good plan because then you go in with the spirit box, throw it down, get the other stuff. I normally run in with the spirit box, the EMF reader, or well, if I play with the thermometer, which I normally do, I go in with the EMF thermometer flashlight.
yeah.
When I played the 2 rounds today, I ran in first with I ran in with the EMF. Oh god, it's irritating hunting a ghost with EMF readers.
Apologies for that.
Like, I get why it's recommended to have a thermometer.
I mean, yeah, it's recommended because I mean, obviously, you want to figure out whenever there's an enemy, not enemy. I'm trying to focus on two things. Well, you're trying to figure out where the freaking ghost spawns, so you want to have the thermometer, like most of the time. Just, I mean, if there's no freezing temperatures, you're going to know where it spawns by looking for below 10.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
like kind of fun. Which was interesting yesterday because this is when I ran in with the EMF reader. So the spawning point wasn't. You remember the rave I talked about that didn't fucking find me after 2 hunts, even though I was standing still. Yeah. So here was the thing: it spawned in the garage, but the EMF reader went off in the hallway, and I'm like,
Well, I mean, he was probably walking around, like they'll still walk around regardless of their
yeah. But
whatever
here's the
their
thing: when I
spawn point.
walked inside, it stopped directly. Like I'm like,
Well,
what?
again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's possible that that's what happened. Like, he was already there. Like, he basically in shadow form or in ghost form, like walked over to near where you were and had the EMF go off. But as a full presence or whatever his spawn zone in hunting, he was walking away from it.
Yeah,
Like, they still do that.
it
So
like
that's probably why when you try to go inside, like it disappeared because he was probably still up there.
yeah, it was a bitch.
Most of them are. Like I said, with that freaking demon that tried to lead us into the classroom, but leaving the light on, just that light, and shutting every other one off. Still a glitch, probably, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was so fucking fun. So like, still it took 2 hunts. I'm just pissed it took 2 hunts or 3 hunts for it to kill me. I'm like, I'm just standing still.
Right. I say one thing that comes down to this is that I know we were talking about Faz earlier for God knows how long, but at the same time, there's something I have to mention is that while I do find the game interesting and I find it fun, I don't see how is it so many people play it nonstop. Because I mean, sure, it's fun, but it's like at some point you gotta get bored, right? It's like at some point, just like bored to take a break, but like take a break for the rest of the day or something. Like, I mean, I guess that's just me. That's usually what happens. I get burned out a little easy. But the thing is, like, I see people, like, for example, Wade, or, or people who don't know, Mark's channel, but Lord Minion, that whole thing. Point is, he's at like 200 something, his level. So it's just like that. People who go that high play that much. It's like, how? How do you play so damn much? Like of that game.
Enjoy it.
I mean, it's a good game, yeah, but it's just like it's. I don't know. I don't feel like your friends, or like, I know my friends wouldn't want to play that much. So it's just like I wouldn't want to play the game solo that much.
Yeah.
I don't even want to play the game solo at all.
Yeah, but that's because you're a little bitch.
Right back at you, bitch. Who's the one who wanted to
At
run
least
away?
I'm going solo. What's your point?
Meh. Hey, I went solo, just not when you were around.
Uh huh.
When it was me and Python, I went solo.
Yeah, but at least you had someone to talk with.
Yeah, because you wouldn't talk. Not
I
much.
was busy talking with the ghost.
I know.
Yeah, at
You
least,
can talk. If you do global chat, it technically counts that you're still doing whatever the local chat at the same time. If you do global chat, it counts as it does them both at the same time. So
yeah,
therefore,
but
if you're
why
doing
should
global
I
chat,
ping you
you'll
every
still
time I or talk with you every time I talk with the ghost?
because I was recording. So it was the point to get your interaction is what you're saying at the same time.
Yeah, stop hiding in the van.
Well, so what? That's not the point. The point is, if I'm far away, just hold it. Just hold it down. You're technically talking to the
Yeah,
ghost
but that's the
and
thing.
you're
I don't want to sit and
on there.
hold B because I want to talk with you. And the ghost was friendlier.
Was it though? Because like soon enough, it started chasing you. It kind of got pissed off
No,
at
it
you.
was like a fucking 2 hours, but it took for like fucking hunt, and I'm like, are you gonna start hunting? Like, it closed the door like 3 times. I think I'm like, are you gonna start?
Yeah, I gotta say those are very slow. It's the only reason why that first part is gonna be episode 0 is because of how slow that actually ended up being. I mean, we had the first bit, which was just you crashing, and then the second bit, which we finally had the ghost actually pop in, and you had the first hunt, and it's just like, that's it, kids. It was boring.
Yeah. I had a few crashes yesterday, but like I think that when it worked, it was fine, and then it was like I think it was the third crash I gave up.
Yeah.
But I think it was like
Which
I
that's what
said.
you do when we played. It was just three crash, you're up. 'Cause it was the first crash when we were hold on. First crash when we tried to load in. No, fourth crash, I think. Because third crash was in the van. Then fourth crash,
That was when Python came in.
yeah, like near the end of that one mission, you crash and you're just like, screw it, I'm
Like
done.
I'm
Like,
gonna go
okay.
into the. Hey, I'm gonna go take a photo. Nope.
Like, nope.
Boss didn't
Dead.
want to show either.
No, we finished that ghost. No. And we kept going.
Yeah, but hopefully we play like tomorrow or yeah, we're gonna play tomorrow. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
hopefully
And like I
early
said,
also.
if we do it early enough, then Evil and Python could join in. Because again, they're wanting me to play it, and it'd be nice to have a fourth. So
Oh my god! Someone commented on my stream title now.
about
Please ask the end is near? Question mark. It's not even a stream chat.
right.
It's someone from our Someone we both knows.
Is it the new someone?
No. I think she is sleeping.
Oh, wow, pay for it differently. That's weird. I noticed I had like a $21 thing, and I'm like, oh, it's because the thing I ordered separately, so it charged twice. Isn't like for the first package and then the second one. Like, oh, okay, makes sense. But, yeah. Also, with the is every like well, I guess it makes sense. It's just like no one ever stays up late. I can never find somebody who's like that.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Because you're American and normally humans sleep at night.
Well, I'm saying like even for someone who has a night shift job, it never happens. Like when I was on night shift, people would always say on their days off, they would wake up around normal hours or like the first day off would be like, they wake up around normal time when they go to work. But on the days that they're off afterwards, if there's like a second or third day, they'll wake up on their own time or like they'll go to sleep early beforehand, wake up at a totally different time and go to sleep early, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what is with your schedule? Like you don't have it just consistent the whole time? Because mine would just stay consistent. I would go to sleep around like 6 to 10, which
I mean, there is
the 10
jobs where you
terrible.
have either night shift or day shift, so it's like.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they just had night shift. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we were all the night shift, so just like it kind of made no sense
I don't know.
to me anyway. To like switch up your schedules on the day you're off, and then like go back to the night shift schedule. It's just like, how do you do that?
I can get having like if you work night shift or have like a if you work like not 9 to 5. Is it 9 to 5? Yeah, I think it's 9 to 5. In Sweden, we have like 9 or 8 to. Our normal schedule is 8 to 4. Like that's a good.
That's
Like
normally our thing.
yeah, but it's like, and if you have like a grocery store or any store normally, it's like then you have 4 to 8. Like that's the schedule of them. Like 4 to 8 or 4 to 9.
I
Sometimes
wonder right
four
now.
to ten.
I'm pretty sure mostly we just have the same schedules.
Yeah. But like that I think if you have a shifted schedule like that, that's fine because it's like you still daytime. Like one day you maybe work the afternoon, evening, or you work morning, afternoon. That's the two shifts you have. But then you have those that have like a guard. That's to work in a prison. Like they can have a night shift one week, and then next week they have a fucking day shift. Like how do you do that? Like how can you switch between day and night so easily?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know someone who's a prison guard, and they just always do night shift. It's always 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, well, that makes more sense if you have one shift only, like you only work the night shift when you work. But there is some like that must be irritating being or a trucker is. I have here truckers has it very bad.
I mean, a trucker is just like they go till they deliver. That's their shift.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like the long delivers is like irritating because if you go like because in Sweden you're not allowed you're only allowed to drive 8 hours before you need to take a break.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can still do that. That is the thing. I mean, it's just like you need to take your breaks, and I guess there are like company mandated breaks that you have to take, but it's just like sure, but I'm just saying like I don't know. I feel like it's just like it doesn't feel like that because you're still like it's your break is you go to sleep and then you wake up and you just go straight back into it. Like
Yeah.
like walk, drop the truck off or drop the trailer off somewhere else. It's like, oh hey, you go drive, you go to your rest stop, and then when you wake up, you continue your drive.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even do the full 8 hours or whatever, or their full sleep. It's just like they take like a few hours sleep, and then they just like wake up and go drive again.
Yeah. It's so weird because
So it's
Sweden
very
is
random.
so strict with those rules. And I think if you drive a certain amount of weight, you're not allowed to go over. If you're on the freeway, you're not allowed to go over 90 kilometers. So
That's 60 miles, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh no. Sorry. Why is it every time? Getting tired of that. Getting tired of where it's like, oh hey, something's maximized. Actually, wait. No, it doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm worrying about over here. I don't even have my freaking.
How you
Can't even
feeling?
tell. I can't even tell if that's coming in through the focus right. If it is, my apologies for everyone hearing Halo music. I'm getting freaking DMCA'd now. Because it's on my freaking it's on my Windows background, but it mutes when something's maximized. But if I like go into the start menu or whatever, it'll pop back in.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so kilometers to where is it? Miles. That's 55.9. So 55.9 miles.
About 56 miles per hour, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, us just 60.
I
So
think
60
our
miles per hour.
highest, like, yeah, I think that is like that's how fast we are allowed to drive on the highway, is 60 miles. If I'm right, it's 100 kilometers. Oh, well, 110 at certain points. Goodness, weird.
So that's like 96.6. What? 5, 6, no.
What?
5, 7? 96.57 kilometers is 60 miles. Roughly.
Huh.
So
So
basically
we
just,
have
like
about the
97.
same then. We have 100 to 110. It wasn't long while it was only 100. Like you were only allowed to drive on the highway with 100. And
I think for us, it's like say like miles wise, it's like 60 to what is it? 70? It's not very far because I mean, obviously, if you go to like 80 or more, it's just like yeah, they're gonna pull you over.
what do you
Like
mean? I'm
little,
just gonna drive super fast in this.
yeah. Especially if you go 100 an hour deal on the freeway, not good for you. Bye bye.
Hey, I didn't watch
Get
the
that.
meter. I didn't see.
Hey, I was watching the new Fast and Furious, trying to make a new stunt here. It's like trying to copy my favorite movie, man. It's like let me live the dream.
You can
Like
live
sure,
your
live the
dream in
dream.
prison, boy.
You don't go to prison for speeding unless you hit somebody. You just get tickets.
I mean, if you try to stunt like Fast and Furious, you're probably gonna get a ticket or.
Well, if the stunt is like property damage or again hitting somebody or hit and run or something, yeah, then obviously that's prison or not prison, but likely jail, like long jail. One of the two.
Yeah.
Prison's more for felonies. That kind of stuff is just misdemeanor, which is just a year or less.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people just get bailed out on that one. So they pay like super high fines.
Like you can get out if you pay me very much money. Because capitalism very
See,
good for health.
that's the thing though. I see so many people who get out like on bail or something. It's like sometimes their bail is kind of high, like a little high, and it's like, oh, they're always getting out on bail. It's like, the fuck, dude.
But he
Like
got
who has all
money.
that money lying around?
I mean, if he has the fucking car that drives 100, he probably is a rich bastard.
Well, them, yeah, but I'm saying, for example, like real life wise, like I don't know, some of my family tries to call me and say like, hey, able to bail out. It's like, sorry, I don't have the money for that. Like, just rot.
I got $50.
Like, I got $50. You want some? You want me to put some money on your books? That's about all you get. Like, I buy a pack of smokes, like in there some if your place allows it. Some places do. They allow you to buy cigarettes, but regardless, that's about it.
Yeah.
Stupid places.
But I
There's not a lot
had
to
one
talk
thing
about.
I wanted to mention because I told you I talked with it in Bruce Discord.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Well, technically two things because I want to mention that there's gonna be a Monster Hunter movie with
Mm.
with the
I'm just gonna expect kaiju battles on that one. I don't know
yeah,
why, but
with the
usually
girl
that
from
works.
Resident Evil.
What's her name? I don't remember her name.
Something Russian name.
I know. God, what is her name? Oh, it's in my head. I don't remember it.
Oh no, you have a head.
I know. Maybe I should quit while I am. Let's see. Malkovich? Was that her last name?
I don't know. You should search up Resident Evil.
Something Malkovich. I think. Oh, Jovovich, not Malkovich.
I told you
Mia
it was Russian.
Yeah. Mia Jovovich. That's her name.
Yeah.
I think it's Mia. It could be Milla. I think it's Mia.
I've never
M-I-L-L.
watched the movies, but the first thing I noticed was like, isn't that the girl from Resident Evil?
Hmm. Okay.
And here was the first thing I said. I was like, that's not gonna be a good movie. I don't believe. Mostly because I have doubt about game movies.
Right. That's kind of sad when it comes to the Resident Evil movie because it's just like, it was great. Like, it would have been great in the most cases. The first one was actually not bad, but then afterwards it's just like, eh. No, it just wasn't that great. I mean, mostly they just focused on Umbrella on those. Which, by the way, yeah, they're making a Resident Evil reboot, obviously.
The movies?
Yeah, they're doing a reboot for Resident Evil.
Huh.
So I don't know. I forget what it is. I forget who they're getting casts for, but yeah, they're making one.
Interesting.
Should be
Yeah,
fun.
but the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I just mentioned this movie because I'm mostly gonna be like, it's not gonna be that good. I don't believe. Probably gonna be interesting seeing the monster CGI and stuff because like that's a more interesting part, I think. But the movie itself, I don't feel like it's gonna be amazing.
Oh my god, that's actually really cool. Holy hell, that's what they're gonna get? Huh.
Fuck.
I was looking at the Resident Evil reboot of people they're gonna get.
Uh-huh.
Huh. So people's names I recognize. Robbie Amell is gonna be Chris Redfield. So yeah, I'll name people that you would recognize. So the first Firestorm in The Flash, the CW, Robbie Amell. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Neil McDonough was Damien Dark in Arrow and everything. Plays William Birkin, so the guy who's the G virus.
So they're basically just casting the whole goddamn.
Just those two. Just those two. Just those two. Then they have someone I don't recognize as Leon. Hogia? I don't know. Claire Redfield, Kaya Scodelario, Hannah John Kamen as Joe Valentine, Tom Hopper as Albert Wesker, Donald Logue as Chief Irons, and then there's just other names I don't recognize. Icon's gonna be on here. Wong, obviously. Ada Wong. Who is this? Lily Go. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I don't know. I did. That's not bad, I guess. Then Lisa Trevor. Yeah, okay. So basically, I guess the reboot movie is going to be a little bit about the mansion and the Resident Evil 2, so a bit of 1 and 2 of the games.
So they are not technically rebooting the movie, they're just making
well, it is a reboot of the movies, because it's just like a reboot in this case is just that they're doing away with the other ones, with Jovovich's story. Because even she had a deal with the mansion. That was the first movie. Like it sort of did deal with the mansion. Kind of. It dealt more with the lab at the mansion. I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the other thing you were wanting to talk about, go ahead.
And a Netflix show, which is not airing yet because I think they're still in production, and that is the Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls Netflix show. There's a lot of Netflix shows going around right now. Like you have Elder Scrolls. What's the other thing that's coming to Netflix?
No, it's like coming a new show every few weeks, I feel like.
There's just always a Netflix show of this thing happening. Man.
I mean, I kind of can see them making it a good series out of it, but I don't believe it's gonna be good because, like, as I told the guy I talked about this about, I was like, okay, so I don't believe this show is gonna be good because they don't have an actual story to go on. As they compared it with The Witcher, which had
sure, next don't make it.
Which had a backstory from the beginning. Like they had books and a game to go on. The Elder Scrolls is so wide that it's like you can't make a story about one game because that's gonna be wrong. But if you do a side story, it's gonna be like if you don't have played the games, you're probably not gonna get it. So it's like there's gonna be a lot of issues with this. I feel like.
Right.
What are you looking up?
I'm mentioning something. I'm looking up the stuff they're gonna do for Netflix. Because I remember there was some other show recently that was announced as a Netflix show, and I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, Cobra Kai season 3 is coming out soon.
I have not watched it. I plan to, just haven't yet.
Oh, that show is amazing. Especially this is what I'm gonna say. If you loved Karate Kid, the old Karate Kid movies, this movie,
I mean,
this series is
I would
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I already know.
Yeah, you know, but I'm talking about if someone watches and want to like figure out something and be like, oh my god. I definitely love, and I love how they actually focus more on the other side of the story this time than just than the Rosso. Like that is what I liked about the show. But like it doesn't focus on the one kid this time. It's like focusing on the other side of the storyline, which I love. Love stuff like that. Are you still finding out what the shows is coming to Netflix?
Gonna be a while.
I can just see upcoming on my app. What's coming out?
It's not gonna be up. It's not gonna show upcoming in there. It's gonna show like stuff that people have just announced that they're planning to do. just forget what it was.
It comes on Friday. Yes.
What does?
Cobra Kai.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they have put out the
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed movie on Netflix now.
Wow.
Which
Oh yeah, I heard they're actually thinking of doing a show on that. I don't
on
know where,
Assassin's
but
Creed?
I've heard they're thinking about it.
I think that would work.
Yeah.
Like I think it would. I'm saying this. I did actually enjoy the movie because it wasn't too bad. Because I feel like people too much wanted to compare with the games, which I'm like,
Ew.
yeah, it doesn't work the same way because it's live action.
Speaking of live action, Netflix is adapting Yu Yu Hakusho into live action. Why? What is with them and getting anime live actions? They're not always that great.
I feel
I've
like
never actually watched a single one that is great.
I think if they're gonna do live act, here's the issue. I feel like they do is making a movie. If they make a movie, that's the main issue. If they make a series, that could work. In
Oh,
like a series, at least it could be like try to
yeah.
do the same story but in live action.
I mean, plus they have the whatever it is, the live action Avatar series that's supposed to be being
I
made at the moment.
think that one is gonna could work out good.
I'd say it'll probably work out a little bit, but obviously it's not gonna be anywhere near as good as the cartoon.
Of course, nothing because that's one of the best series. Unless they make a new story, like an if they should remake the old one, they should make a new storyline in live action, like
You know, they still have a ton between. For one, they could adapt the comics, which no one's going to. It's like, oh, it's the comics, it's extra material. But they could adapt the comics, which has basically in the Avatar, the Last Airbender part of it is like the story between of trying to find Zuko's mother and all this other stuff. Like that's what happens in the comics. And also there's the Legend of Korra comics, which happens after the series is over. But at the same time, you have all that time between Legend of Korra and uh, like the end of the Last Airbender. That's like what 30 years because he's around 40 some years old. So it's like 30 years or so where you have just limitless opportunity. Make stuff.
yeah.
Do something
And
in
then you
between. Make
have
some like
stuff
new enemy or something
before
that could work out.
Avatar or Aang, like
Yeah,
Ruko.
just do you have like a well, I don't think you're gonna do much with Roku. Or probably not Roku or Kiyoshi. Maybe that water bending guy or the
Yeah, that
previous
word, I like that word by the guy. He appears is like, oh, by the way, I exist, but there's no backstory for me.
well, kind of there was in a way. I mean, the only real backstory he had was that his girlfriend uh, had her face stolen by Ko, the face stealer. That's about it.
Yeah,
But
that's it. That's the only
everyone
backstory you
else,
have. But
it's
this
like
is
his only
like
real backstory.
Kiyoshi. You have a little bit more like, oh, I I created an island with female
Yeah,
warrior.
pretty much. I mean, well, I feel like the female warrior thing mainly happened in like I don't know, in honor of her more than she. It was
Yeah.
like a thing that she started, but uh, basically, yeah. I mean, they could do like a ton of avatars before that. I mean, there's like hundreds of lifetimes
Yeah.
that can be done there too
And
as like a
maybe
different
put in a
avatar.
little bit more backstory on, put in a little bit more story about the first
I mean,
Avatar. Like,
see, that's another thing too. I mean, they could also just basically in general just make different avatar. You could pick any of the ones before or pick another future one and just don't deal anything with
well,
the premise.
technically, I don't think they can do future one because I think Korra is actually the last Avatar.
No, no, no. She's still part of the new line because they still have Rava. You know, it's still there, so she could still reincarnate. It just there is no versions behind anymore. Those don't exist to her at the moment. It's just they can still be more though.
Yeah.
So there could still be a future one.
Maybe.
They just like again don't
Yeah, I think
invite
that's
any other characters. Like don't bring any. I mean, obviously, there's not gonna be any Last Airbender ones there, super old in the core timeline, but don't have any old core characters. Just like do it anew, make something new.
I mean, I kind of can
What's
guess
next? You're
if
gonna
they
have
make like
a
one or
modern Last Airbender, or like a modern Avatar series with cyber attacks or something. Go that around.
that in live action would be kind of cool. I think.
Probably. But then again, they also have to nail the freaking bending instead of, oh, let me do like 50 moves and then just like move a tiny pebble. Remember that from live action Last Airbender? Where
I
just like they're
don't fucking
doing all
remember
these
much.
like hand movements and everything. It's like, hurrah! There's like 6 people like stretching out their hand. It's just like, oh, they're gonna bring a ton of rocks. There's one rock, one little boulder being moved, and like hits somebody's just like, that's it. In the show, it would just be like 60 rocks or something would have just went flying.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to have a fire or water, or actually a firebender this time. No, wait, air, water, or oh
Well, we've
god, it's
had
gonna be an earthbender next.
yeah, next would be Earth if we continue the thing from this end. Or actually, okay, so she was how old was she? And that's like if we had to take a guess, 18,
When
19, I think.
19, I think when the show ended, 18 or 19, yeah.
So basically, that was around the 40, 20. Well, when was that? 40s, I guess. 30s.
I don't know what.
From 20s to 40s. I don't freaking know when. I don't know when that
I
timeline was around.
also think about this. They created a They basically made like progress in 30 years.
Well, we'll say this: there's a lot of crazy progress being made out of nowhere. Because at first we had it's like, oh hey, it falls in with our timeline. Like, oh hey, we now have cars, we have planes, Zeppos, which actually they had those in Last Airbender, but you have all this like crazy stuff. But then you get and like everybody has an airship except instead of just Fire Nation. But regardless, you have all that, and then at the end of the show, it's like we have a giant killer robot that can shoot spirit beams. Like, okay, that
Yeah, it's like
that
those
escalated
30
quickly.
years between Aang's defeating Osai and Korra is like, yeah, our evolution is going fast.
Jeez. Oh God, they're getting Adam Sandler to show up in another thing. I don't really mind Adam Sandler, but it's just like kind of feel like he's kind of losing it these days.
I feel like he was better in the older times.
Netflix signs Attack on Titan, Legend of Korra, and Devilman Crybaby Studios to new deals. So the studios of them, not the shows, but like studios. Okay, that's a thing. Wonder what they would make.
Yeah. My God, Attack on Titan live action.
It's a thing.
There is.
Yep, there's already one made. Two
Oh,
movies, if I'm not mistaken.
well, I
And,
need.
they're Japan only. Like they're made. I don't think they were released anywhere else. Like you can only get them through like some website that's just Japanese or maybe through a VPN or something.
Oh, that can't be good. Ugh. But as I said, I need to watch Attack on Titan season 4.
I need to watch season 3. I've never watched it.
Oh, yeah, we should. It's not a good season, but it's like it's a season.
Also, just a note, because I also just got that capture card. That's like $110 out of my pocket. I just paid the phone bill today.
Yay! I guess I don't
I
know.
wasn't supposed to pay that automatically. That was supposed to be I pay when I want to pay. Or I pay like soon, not now. So I just got charged $187.
Ooh.
I wasn't supposed to do that right here and now. It was supposed to be like a few days or something. Okay. I am actually pretty low on money. Not low, but much lower.
No shit. I don't think you increase in money when you buy stuff.
Not dip. But I'm saying that like I'm pretty low on money. Like I'm getting to the point where it's like really low. I had enough to like last me for a while, but I went on a buying frenzy in some parts. So, you know how it is. And plus I started buying presents for people, so yeah. Didn't go over well. I didn't spend more than $60, so per person.
Yeah, okay, so that makes sense.
I don't know. Regardless, though, that actually aggravates me, but quite a bit because, again, that was not supposed to be an automatic payment. That was supposed to be, it tells me, hey, you have a bill coming up, and then I pay it around the time when I can. Not, is it like, within like a week or so before a late fee starts coming in. But it's supposed to tell me that, not just boop. Because that actually pisses me off.
Yeah.
At the very least, I'm glad it only charged my bill, not everyone's. Because if it was everyone's, I'd have been extremely pissed. And I'd be demanding some money back. But still.
Yeah. Here's the issue with me. I don't know when my money is getting drawn out.
I don't know. I just really need to get a job again.
I know the first bill that I have is either premium when I get cash, and that's the first thing that gets drawn is my YouTube premium.
Yeah. Anybody out here looking for some video editing? Hiring somebody for that? I'm open. It's about the only online job I can do. Well, the only one I could do, like, skill-wise, like, I have a skill for. Everything else is just, like, I could do it, but
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can
Don't
do
ask him to
skill.
drive a car in a game for you.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I can't even drive a car in real life, let's do that. That part's gonna change within the next month, but still.
Are you gonna learn to drive a car in a game? Oh god.
No, real life.
Oh god. Even worse.
No, real life, I have to learn. I've been putting it off for too many years. I honestly need to learn it.
I'm 24. I was gonna say I was 25, but I'm not 25. I'm 24, and I have not
And I'm 22.
cared too much about it.
I mean, I don't care either. It's just the point that I kind of have to, because it's to the point to where I need to be able to drive to do something, to like go get something or take somebody somewhere. So I don't know. I have more of a responsibility to do it other than you, which likely does not.
You Americans are weird.
How are we weird?
You're definitely weird.
Well, you got to also remember, there is no, like I told you before, we don't really have a public transport system like where I live.
Yeah.
We only have one trolley that just goes like, I don't know, around that like street. Not street, but like that avenue area. It's like the only thing we got. Everything else, no. We don't have passenger trains. We don't have anything like that, or buses that'll take you across town or something like that. I don't think we do. But yeah.
We even have country buses in our
We have
land.
taxis. We have taxis, and I'm sure we
Yeah,
have
see?
Ubers, but that's
Taxis.
about it. When you can't call one to our house, they won't do that. It has to be in town. And we don't live in town. We live on the outskirts. So no.
Is taxis meant to be like, oh, we're gonna go pick you up and take you where you want to go, as long as you're inside, like.
No. Not really. Well, they'll pick you up in some places. Again, mostly in town. That's usually what a taxi would do. Like when you're in town, they're not gonna just like pick up at your house. See how far we've gone. 3 hours and 2 minutes. Yay, we made it. The
But I'm
conversation is getting
still
very still right here at the
fucking
end.
weirded out because in Sweden we can just call a taxi and it comes and picks you up. It doesn't matter where you live.
Yeah, we don't. I'm pretty sure we don't do that here. I don't think you can call one straight to your house. You can call an Uber or something like that because that's an actual person that's just like, well, hey, more money. And it's just like it goes to them. But, or like, you know, maybe the person or like they give it to the Uber company a little bit. But, you know, taxis, it's a lot different. Usually taxi drivers have to pay a lot towards the company themselves because it's the car for the taxi is a company car most of the time. The Uber car is usually your own car. You just take your own car.
So your Uber doesn't give a fuck if you destroy your own car.
Well, no, not your own car. I'm saying like, you know, the Uber is just, well, the Uber company, yeah, but yeah.
Like the person driving for you, yeah, he cares about the car, but the company is like, here, you get cash. We get a little bit percent of
Most of the time, they only really get cash when they get a 5-star rating. Anything below that, it's just like it kind of takes away from what they get.
That's dumb.
So they basically, mostly they just manage off of 5-star ratings, and which I think actually it's just a bonus, but mostly it's just like it helps a lot, and also tips.
I think if it goes on the system, I think they have like, if you don't get over a certain amount of stars, you don't get the percentage you should have.
Yeah.
Like 3%, like say 3 stars is the minimum for you to get the full payment you should have. And then if you get like 5 stars, you get a bonus.
Python's playing fast. Yeah.
So you're gonna become an Uber after this instead.
No. Like I was saying before, anybody looking for a video editor, I'm in. I actually recently got an email about somebody wanted me to be a film editor. Because which
Wasn't
I
that
still
the
think is
one
fake.
you sent to us?
I think so. Yeah, I'm just gonna explain it here, but it basically looked fake. The studio was real, but I think the person who sent it was fake. Like it was I don't remember the name of the studio. It was like Legendaros or something. It was like trying to say like legendary or something like that, or legendaries like in English, but it was Hispanic. It's like Spanish. But you know, they were like trying to message back, oh hey, we can do this. It's like, what did they say? It was like 400, 4,000? Which in reality, if you think about it, film wise, cinema wise, I'm pretty sure that's actually pretty accurate, very close.
Yeah. But I think was the issue was there was like, oh, you're gonna do production for insert like it was like it wasn't even a name on the movie. It was like just they didn't even give
they're
out.
not gonna tell you right away the movie name, but I mean the problem there is that for one, the person sending the email was pretty untrustworthy. It wasn't even like it didn't even have the name of the studio in the email for one, and it was just some random person. And just like, yeah, I doubt this is real.
Yeah.
More likely it's gonna be somebody who's like, okay, we need your social security number for our this job purpose, which is, yeah, true. People do need that when they start a job, but it's gonna be a random person, so they'll just take that number instead of your identity. So no.
Yeah.
See, this is why, kids, you don't do that. You just have like a third type of deal. Like if you're gonna do that contract wise, just don't even take the social security. You know what? They don't need the freaking social security number. Just or if it's just like a freelance deal, I don't think they even need it. Just have a contract. You do your own damn taxes.
And don't hire mercenaries.
That's obvious. Well, that mercenary freelance, it's pretty close.
True,
it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, Technically,
Yeah,
that's what it is. Like freelance is like technically just mercenaries, but like it is a friendly word.
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, hey, like I said, I'm a freelancer, but in video editing, not in freaking private security. Yeah. I'm never gonna get an actual one. Somebody actually, that is another thing. I've also got another one where someone's like leading me to it, but I just wasn't interested. So I'm like, meh, no thanks.
Hmm. Ouch.
I've gotten better at video editing. Just got to do a little bit more. Just got to get a little bit better. Do more stuff that makes sense.
Uh,
Anyway, you got anything left to add?
I may subscribe to our YouTube channels. It's kind of
Oh,
obvious.
okay. Not sure wise. I just meant like, you have anything to add, like, to
No.
talk about? I mean, all right, well, we can go ahead and leave out then.
Yeah. YouTube channels, Twitter, if you like to follow stuff, which is nothing really happens on it more than I retweet stuff.
Yeah.
Also 18 plus, and yeah.
That's on his side. And then for me, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, it's all in the description. His YouTube is in my description because might as well just put one of them. I'll put his YouTube.
I have both
Uh,
his YouTube and Twitch. So
I'll probably put your Twitch like down lower. I don't know. I just feel like YouTube is just like it's right there with all the content you've had in the past, and it's just like you want Twitch, go to Twitch for the live stuff. It's down here.
yeah, you get the same content either way. That's the thing.
It's getting that way for me, which is why I want to try to do video stuff. I want to try to do more videos. You get that? And yeah, Discord servers. I just put mine in the chat for anyone here, and someone who saw it on screen. It's there. It's in my YouTube description. So is the podcast audio version. That is also in the description, and I just put in chat as well. So do that.
Yay! I'm super tired.
So am I. I'm like
Guess
really tired. You can tell
what?
because I'm
I'm
like barely talking.
trying to figure out
And
how my mouse works.
yes, but I'm like super tired to the point, and also my throat is just like you can hear it's getting raspy because it's just like I've been